like that I had a Young Sheldon episode open.
Is that
What
your
do I-
go-to test now? Young
It
Sheldon?
was just the first because we've been doing shit ironically, but then the websites don't think we're ironic about it.
So then,
Yeah.
that was me with Spidey and His Amazing Friends.
How is
Like
that?
the new show. I watched like 2 minutes of the first episode and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
The theme song's cool. We're going now.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna do an intro.
It's
I don't give
good
a
that-
fuck. We're
Intro?
starting now.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey everybody, it's Fanboy Talk. I'm Troy. That's Mithi. So yeah, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. What's it?
That's our start. I will say the only thing, the Gwen design is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because it's like purple-ish. And it's
Okay.
interesting.
I haven't
It's
seen
like
anything.
if you gave Gwen...
All I know is the
that's
theme
the only
song is
thing
kind
that
of rad.
I remember. Yeah, that's
kind of a
cool.
banger.
No one's
Sweet.
watching it. It's like on for me when I go to Marvel and Disney Plus, that's the first thing that shows up, and then that's it. So,
I see like merch for it everywhere.
I haven't gone outside because I'm a Twitter incel.
There you go.
But
You're
I'm not a
Spider-Man,
Twitter
yeah.
incel, guys. If you're actual Twitter incels, please don't associate with me. But
No, Twitter incels are saying,
No,
hey,
I-
don't associate. Twitter incels are saying, hey, Mithi, don't associate with us.
exactly, yeah.
We're not- you're not one of
But
us.
no, it's fine. I'm just glad that we have another Spidey show for kids.
Yeah.
And like I've always also been pining for another Batman show for kids.
Yeah.
Not like for kids, but like for teenagers, right?
Yeah,
For preteens and teenagers.
We had Justice League Action, which was kind of cool. I don't know if you've seen any of that. It wasn't like a Batman show, but
I
obviously
saw a bit of
Batman was
it.
in
It was fine.
It's fun. I enjoy it.
I thought
I like
with
the art
Justice
style a
League
lot.
Action, yeah, I think with that show, I'm eating a cough drop, so my teeth are going
I'm eating dinner.
insane.
As well, everybody, we're on video
but
now. We switched.
We
Yeah.
we haven't addressed that yet.
Yeah.
We are on video.
We're on video.
This is my apartment. I got it
There's the apartment.
finally.
There's the apartment.
That's
and,
my only flex. I have nothing else but that to flex. Although, do you know what I've done that's kind of interesting?
Mhm.
Right? Well, look at this. Let me see if I can wait. Let me just take out my earbuds.
audio listeners are having a great time with us. I can tell.
I'm a. So what I did is I took the Venom symbiote, right?
Mhm.
And I took Venom. I put Chris Pratt's head, his serious head, and then Han Solo's hair.
Wow.
And like it kind of looks like an older like Peter donning the costume.
You're going for like a Spider-Man Spider Shadow type thing. Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's pretty
and it kind of works.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't know.
He just looks too
The-
much like
the
Mario
mustache
for
on-
me. I can't really do it, you know.
Oh. I forgot. I legitimately forgot that happened.
I did too.
It's a Venom.
Did somebody say Venom? Did somebody say we're on
Say
video
Venom?
now? Did somebody
We're on
say
video?
Did somebody say Venom in
Stop-
Fortnite?
I should leave the call, but I don't know how that's gonna fuck up.
It's
the
gonna fuck up
recording
everything. You're gonna
process.
fuck up the whole thing.
Yeah, you were like, oh, I have a surprise for you, and you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. I hate it.
I knew you would. This is
decision.
I hyped this up a little
He's
too much.
still
Look at him
dancing.
go.
He's
I made
still
a loop.
fucking dancing.
It's a loop.
Why?
It's a loop, baby. Look at him go.
Why? How long are you gonna keep this on?
Oh, the whole time. This is the whole thing.
The
This is
whole
Venom
time.
episode,
Oh
baby.
wow!
This is the Venom 2
Wow.
episode, baby.
This is your bit. This is where you're This is where you're putting down your foot and saying
I am
Chapter
dying
2,
on this
Season
hill.
8, Venom. I don't like that he doesn't have the white symbol. Like the old Venom
yeah.
suit that they had looked good because of the symbol. It was a nice bright white with the tentacles, and this just looks so shiny. I don't like it like that it's so shiny.
He looks naked.
Yeah,
That's really it.
exactly.
I think
Which for some
it's kinda
people that
weird
does
like,
it.
It's weird that like they packed in this pack of sorry, I bumped my mic there. They packed this pack
Okay.
of like new Venom, new Tom Hardy Venom with Tom Hardy skin, and also the other Venom skin, like all in a
Mhm.
thing for 4,000 V-Bucks or whatever. But you can't
Yeah.
change from Tom Hardy into good Venom.
Yeah,
You're
it's just a
with,
separate
You're
skin.
stuck with this Venom, and it's like why? I think
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess because there could only be one built-in emote, but you can't do like the
It's like
Venom
they
roar
treat
as
the-
this emote as a skin.
They
Venom,
treat the two skins as two separate skins, and I don't.
Mhm.
it's the same Venom. It's just Venom, you know? And like,
there's only
do you
one
think
Venom.
they're gonna do Spider-Man for No Way Home, or do you think they're just like, why are they waiting so long to do Spider-Man? Like they would have done it with No Way Home, right?
Yeah, that's a good. I don't know. I feel like there must be something with Marvel where it's like he's a fucking child. You don't throw him into this game where he gets shot and uses guns and stuff. But also Warner Brothers is okay with that with Batman. The headrest of my chair is going crazy with this.
It's going back and forth. This is why I don't have a headrest.
It does not know what to think of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know though. I feel like I would kind of hope it's not for No Way Home. I would rather it just be Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah, just like regular Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, like just to like detach itself, because like I want to see what Fortnite's gonna do. Like imagine if the Superman skin came out and it was Henry Cavill. It's like, okay, that's cool, that's really cool, but like, I would like to see.
Or if the only Venom skin we got was this Venom skin.
Yeah,
you know,
like the Fortnite skins are so good. I'm gonna sit off to the side just so you can see him all the time,
so that you can enjoy it. See, I don't have to sit at the side. You can see him the entire time. I'm just gonna hold him the entire time.
You're gonna get tired.
He's gonna be looking really tired. He's looking very judgmentally. He is very judgmentally looking at you and your decisions.
Audio listeners are gonna have listeners are gonna have a rough time with this one. I feel
they're gonna have a horrible time. There are too many visual bits. Here's another visual bit. You don't know what happened.
Dude,
if
audio
you're just
listeners, that was so fucking funny. That was so funny.
Was so insane.
You missed out. That was the funniest thing ever. Holy shit! He just did it again.
I know. I did it again. It was crazy. For audio listeners, I held up the
missing out. That's why you gotta subscribe to youtube.com/c/fanboytalk. I don't think we have a custom.
Did we change it to that yet?
I don't think we have.
I will change that to that eventually.
Do that.
But
managing 2 YouTube accounts, I don't like doing it. It's too hard.
It's too much.
It's not fun.
That's why I don't manage the other one. I have Film Caffeine and I have Coffee Corner, and I don't do anything for Coffee Corner. I just
That's why I make you do all the Fanboy Talk stuff. You deal with all the channel stuff. Literally, I just shit it out, and I was like, "Cool, we did it." And then you were like, "Here's some channel art," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that."
Yeah, and I made it in Google Drawings. I'm so proud of myself.
Oh yeah,
I hate that with YouTube banners, you have to like format them to fit. Like the whole thing, where it's like it has to be 2,000 pixels by like 100 something pixels.
You know what program is really good for that?
What?
Photoshop. Yeah.
I don't know what that is, so we don't talk about that here.
We don't talk about it.
We only talk about. I've never used Lightroom. Dalen tells me to use Lightroom because he uses it for photo touch up. But
Lightroom's just for touch ups and stuff, for like photos specifically. What is going? My camera just keeps on changing focus. It doesn't know what it's doing.
Because it's trying to focus on you, but it's also trying to focus on the Venom.
Yeah, it's like it can't.
To quote Avi Arad, it's about the Venom in all of us, and it's about making that story and I don't know what he said, but I think it was because it was translated form of. He said something about the Venom in all of us. That's what he said.
That's hilarious.
Like Venom represents the something in all of us.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard, and I love that.
All right. Yeah,
this is why Avi Arad,
Stan Avi Arad, Stan Avi Arad, and he would have probably cast Chris Pratt as Peter Parker. Let's be honest.
I hate to say it, like pre Guardians Chris Pratt, before he like kind of started being annoying. Best Chris Pratt, obviously. He wouldn't have been a bad Peter. I won't lie. He would have been okay.
Like instead of Jake Johnson, you put Chris Pratt there. Imagine if instead of putting Jake Johnson there, you put Chris Pratt.
Yeah, he would have actually.
That would have fit.
Granted, I don't like Chris Pratt, so I don't want that. But
no, me neither. But I like his head shape. It fits this.
I like his Lego head shape.
Yeah, I like his Lego head shape. Also, there's a thing of like everyone was complaining that an MJ didn't come with this set, and like it was just the Gwen, and then
weird.
There was no MJ with the set. Which is really weird.
It's a little weird.
But then also, you could kind of take the Firestar heads piece and then just put it on one of the females, and it's going to end up looking like what they would have done with MJ anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the females. They all have the same face. They all have the same face. No, I know.
Yeah, the Lego girls are really like, it's so weird how all you have a distinctly Chris Pratt face.
It's the purse lips and then the smile.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You have nothing.
It's like, I kind of miss the days when all Lego faces were the same. You know, I miss the days when it was just the little dot,
the two dots and the smile.
That's like, you know what? Those are the days.
Played by Chris Pratt again.
There we
go.
Keep
coming back to him. Yeah, that's what the title of this episode is going to be.
We can't escape Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt
He's constantly chasing us on his motorcycle, followed by velociraptors.
Yep.
With Blue, the good dinosaur. The good one that doesn't eat people, because we trained him.
I thought it was funny because I was listening to Gus and Eddie podcast, and Eddie was talking about the Jurassic World ride now at Universal, and like there's a scene where like one of the Velociraptors is like holding 2 electric wires, and he's like, look what I can do with this. And I'm like, hilarious. And he was like, when was that in the movie? That was not in the movie at any point. It was just like because they could. What could they do? They learned to open doors or something.
Like it's so funny how like the first movie was like, holy shit, they're scary because they can do basic human things. Like that's really kind of like all it was doing, and like that's what made them smart. But now it's like, oh, they can hotwire a car.
Because that makes sense.
They know how to scam the IRS. And, holy shit!
Yeah, and
Velociraptors don't fuck.
That's what I want to see in Jurassic World Dominion is Velociraptors. It's just a political.
Wait, did that not come out yet?
Of them taking over. I think it comes out next year. I think.
What the fuck? Wait,
I think a trailer is supposed to come out.
Oh, soon. I'm thinking of Fallen Kingdom. That was the second one that nobody watched.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't watch. There's a lot of Warner Brothers movies that I like, franchise movies that I just have not watched. For one, a lot of the Warner Brothers. Oh, they're not.
No,
Jurassic World.
I think
they're Universal. Because I just said Universal. Oh my god,
Universal Studios isn't like a be all end all. If some like they got Harry Potter World.
Yeah.
So like
and that's basically it. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's why I think that, because they have Harry Potter World, but then Warner Brothers did the Harry Potter movies. Yeah. So then I'm always like, okay.
And is the Harry Potter World
I used to think Fast and Furious also was.
Have you been to the Harry Potter World?
I did when I was really young. Yeah. When I was really young, I went to are you talking about the one in
any of them? Are they like movie based or are they?
They're all based on. They're all based on the movies. They're all only the movies. Any kind of merchandise with Harry Potter, I don't think any of it's based on the books.
It's like it's close enough, and they're like closely tied enough that it's like you might as well just do the same thing.
I think in terms of adaptations, even though like I was talking with Scribe about this and how the books kind of in a sense are better than the movies just because they explain more things, but that's part of being a book.
Also,
right?
Ron in the
movies you can't do.
Ron fucking sucks in the movies. I love Rupert Grint, but they did that boy dirty. They fucked him up.
Exactly.
Hermione sucks.
But then
I
feel like
I can't stand Hermione in the movies. I'm gonna be real. She's like the worst.
How much of it comes from Emma Watson? You think?
I don't know if it's specifically
is it just
Emma
her
Watson,
performance,
but
or is it?
I think it's like a little bit of like a mix of both. Where it's like they write her to be the perfect like I don't even believe in like the Mary Sue type thing.
Yeah,
but they write her to be this like.
But they write her as if she's perfect at everything.
Who always like knows everything and always does everything like right. And like and it's like it's very I don't know it. I don't want to get into it, but like I know people in my life that thought they were Hermione, and so they thought that they were better than everybody. Because
they were
that's
like
how
that.
The movie, yeah.
I think I think that's why I like the 6 movie so much is just because it adds a little bit more of that depth of like
they feel
not that they can fuck up, but that they are more people. You know, I think the 6th and 7th are like the 3rd is still my favorite, but the 6th and 7th are still my like up there ones because of that personal element. I think that's what you get. Not that the books don't have that, because the books have that too, but it's just seeing actors do that is stop. Why? He's still going. I have it like every time I look at you on my screen.
I can't remember where I looped it. I think I looped it like pretty perfectly. I'm kind of mad at myself.
Yeah, it's the only, if you notice this things in the background, you can kind of tell.
Yeah,
it's like, but it's barely.
It's a 30-second clip, so it's like kind of a long loop too.
Yeah, you have to stare at it for a while. That's the challenge. Is someone in the comments time mark every single time the loop breaks.
There we go.
So it's just gonna, and then we'll put that in as time codes.
That's what our chapter markers will be.
Yeah,
we gotta start adding chapter markers.
Little dots.
They started doing this. Yeah. There's automated chapter markers now. I don't know how that works. I have no clue. I'm a little scared.
Like, how do they tell?
I have no idea. I was uploading the Venom video, and they were like, and yes, the Venom video already came out. It's not a surprise. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was uploading that, and like I was getting ready for that to post that, and it was like a little check mark was like automatic chapter markers.
That's strange.
Yeah, I don't. And it's like, how do they do that for a commentary?
Yeah, but I'll try it when I do this homecoming video.
Yeah.
Because I have, with video essays, you have more distinct video markers.
Yeah.
With commentary, it's probably a little harder to
I just do it Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 with the movies. And then I think for...
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't even figured out how I'm going to do it for shows.
Yeah. And I feel like with YouTube just improving all their stuff, I don't know. It's weird. I get why they roll out new features, but then sometimes you're just like, okay, I get it.
It's not the worst new feature. But it's also like, this was what you did. This was the thing you were working on.
I like them. I don't hate them, but like, why? It's weird to think too. Like, you reflect on YouTube back in the day, and it's like, it's such a household name, but then I still feel like a lot of people don't really use YouTube. Like, they just pull it up for stuff like normal people, people that aren't like us.
Yeah.
And like because I was looking at TikTok, right? I don't use TikTok, and I don't think I will use TikTok. I kind of wanted to for a bit, and
I use TikTok. I don't hate TikTok.
I haven't.
That's a platform. There's nothing wrong with TikTok. I think.
Yeah, it's just I haven't been able to use it, and I know people say it works for them, and I get that, but it hasn't even.
The thing with
even
TikTok
YouTube Shorts
really
doesn't really work for me.
The thing that YouTube Shorts is a whole other thing. The thing that kind of sucks about TikTok is like, it is entirely algorithm based. So like, if you are making a new account and you're specifically going on TikTok for funny videos, for funny like I started going on TikTok because I liked seeing the people making fun of TikTokers. Like ironically TikToking.
Exactly.
Like,
same here.
But the problem was that TikTok didn't know I was into that, and so they started showing me like actual like Charlie D'Amelio dancing videos and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is clearly not what I want. And the thing and you would think that like YouTube Shorts, that's why YouTube Shorts would be successful, because YouTube already knows everything about you, because they collect all your fucking data and all that stuff.
But even YouTube Shorts recommends the same like Minecraft
YouTube Shorts,
like
because YouTube Shorts starts with nothing. They start from scratch with what they think you like, and it doesn't make any sense.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's so weird.
What they should do is on the subscription feed. When you go to subscription, you should just have a thing to Shorts for all your subscribed channels, and just have that as a separate thing, or in your main feed, just show you all the ones that you subscribe to, and then show your Shorts, and then show other Shorts.
Not even another thing is you as a creator posting Shorts, you can't pick a thumbnail. It's still they rely entirely on automated thumbnails. So it's like
posting Shorts is like posting something into the void. It's like basically. It's straight up like posting. Because even when you go to your subscriptions, and like I'll go to my subscriptions and I'll see your like Venom short, right?
Yeah.
And I'll click on it. And then I'll scroll to the next short. It won't be the next short in my subscription feed. It'll be a completely different short. Yeah. That's so stupid to me. You would, if you're filtering in that area, you would want to apply that filter on there. Yeah. It's so easy to program too. So I don't know why they don't do that.
From the channel you clicked on.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really weird. And the thing that's like, especially like, again, the fact you can't pick a thumbnail is like ridiculous to me. And then oh god, I had it and I lost it. Oh, like it doesn't go to like notifications. So that's why I use it as.
Also, I just want to interrupt you for a quick second.
Yeah.
In this GIF that you've going, one of the things at the top said high school role play. What's high school role play?
I don't know what that is. I saw that. I saw that when I opened Fortnite. I got so scared. I I don't even know.
We're just gonna move on from that, but I just had to say that.
It's gonna keep coming up too. That's the problem. Everybody's gonna see it. It's gonna be on loop. But like the Shorts is like, it doesn't go to your subscription notifications. So like I follow a lot of creators that make short form content that I really like. I like Phil Jameson is really fucking funny. Gus doesn't do shorts, so it doesn't count as shorts.
Yeah.
And then Caitlin, I forgot her last name and I'm a piece of shit. But like they make things that are they're vertical, less than a minute, so they go into shorts. It doesn't show up in your notifications then. And it's really weird.
They put stuff in other places, and it doesn't make sense. It's very easy to kind of program it to like take those into account.
Yeah.
Because it's just you're adding subscription feeds with higher weightage to your pool of like things to choose from.
And it's weird.
So I don't know why they don't.
Like even TikTok isn't perfect with subscriptions. Like it, and like I don't go on TikTok to look at people that I follow. Yeah. Like I go on TikTok if I'm really bored and I want to see like some dogs or some people being funny.
That's why I use YouTube Shorts. I use YouTube Shorts because I'm really bored in bed and I just watch a few Johnny Drinks videos, and that's it. But the thing with TikTok is that it is so popular. Like I didn't believe how popular it was. But then you see someone post something, and then in a matter of 30 minutes, it gets 1 million likes.
Yeah, it's
just
scary.
like
it's
that.
Terrifying.
Million like TikToks
the reason
are so much more popular than million like Twitter.
This is what interests me the most about this. With YouTube, when you're making a video, like the thing is, you have to make a thumbnail, you have to make a title, you have to lure people in to watch the video. You know, like you have to have a click-through rate. With a TikTok, it just fucking puts it up on screen. Like you don't have the viewer, it takes choice away from the viewer, and so everybody that sees it watches it basically, unless if like it just really sucks and then they skip, you know.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy that like, I don't know, there's nothing wrong with it or anything, but I find it kind of wild that there's a media platform where as a viewer you don't have a choice about what you watch.
Yeah.
And like people are cool. You know people are cool with that.
Yeah, you know what's kind of funny about that too? If you look at Twitter and YouTube, this is such a big thing that not a lot of people pay attention to. With Twitter and YouTube, the like button is a button. You move your mouse and you click on it and you like it. With Instagram and TikTok, it's just you click the screen 2 times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is still like a little button you can go to.
There is still a button, but like the main way people like it is they just click, scroll, click, scroll.
Yeah.
Which that's what they do with Instagram. Everyone on Instagram just goes click, scroll, click, scroll. And that's why you get just bigger engagement ratios on stuff like that. I don't know how Twitter could
engagement what? Engagement what?
I regret saying that. I really regret saying that now.
Clout Mithi's back.
Clout Mithi is back. I killed Clout Mithi.
You did, and I'm so proud of you. 1K. I am beyond proud of you.
I will do 12 days of Clout Mithi when Christmas time comes.
Oh,
that's
never mind. I'm not proud of you. Oh, I'm very ashamed.
No, it's okay. You get to be proud of me for the next 2 months, and that's it. Okay.
This is the funniest thing in the world. So
I need to get one of these. I
need to get me one of those.
I need to get the Carnage skin, and then
you're gonna get you're gonna get to level 100.
Yeah, that's what I'm definitely gonna get.
It's really hard to level up this season. I don't love the way they're doing XP. It's like I don't know. Anyway, we're 25 minutes into it. How did you? What'd you do this week? It's been a little while since we had an episode. We tried to record last week, and I fucked up technicality wise.
No, that's fine. You know what I should talk about?
Yeah,
Chicago. I went to Chicago.
Oh, you saw the musical Chicago.
I saw the musical Chicago. I don't even know that was a fucking musical.
Oh, you didn't know the musical called That's like one of the biggest musicals.
No.
Oh, please.
So this is kind of a funny.
Come on.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm not a musical person. Okay. I hear about the Dear Evan Hansen movie, and I hear that it sucks, and then I go, okay, yeah, it sucks, and then I move on. You know. Which we can also get into the Dear Evan Hansen.
The Dear Evan Hansen movie it sucks for a plethora of reasons. One of them being that the show itself sucks. The show itself is like pretty fucked up.
That's what I've heard from a few people.
Yeah. It's like
I'm just tired of all through senior year of high school I listened to white bitches waving through a window like every single day. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Cool.
That's why I don't have white friends.
This is a funny coincidence, right? The 2 days before I went to Chicago, I went to the digital media professor here. I'm not in digital media, but like I was just going around hunting to see if anyone had camera equipment for leasing. This guy gave me this camera, not the lens included, just the camera and like batteries and like something for it for free. He gave it to me for free, which is awesome. It's an old camera. It doesn't shoot video, but it's just a photography camera. It takes even like. I'm a little Peter Parker. It's like it was. I took it to Chicago and I had like actually a fun time shooting with this, which was surprising. And like color balancing actually works really well on this thing. So I went to Chicago. We took some photos. I'm still working on the new short film. I think we will still film it starting next month. But I'm still working through the script, and a lot of Chicago was test shooting for that. I think I posted it on Twitter, but we took some shots from the pier of the entire skyline, and it's beautiful, man. It is beautiful. Just like the pink skies with the clouds and shit. It was amazing. So I'm very looking forward to shooting back there again. Probably sometime next month. And I'll probably do is I'll post a trailer or something for it once we're done shooting. I still haven't figured out a name yet. If anyone has any good romantic drama names, please send them to me. Just no context, just Twitter DM me like a romantic drama name, and it's just like I'll just take it into consideration, I guess. But yeah, Chicago was fun. Yeah. Massive shout out to Dalen Marish for fucking paying for my hotel and taking me. And it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. So that's the big thing I did.
That's fun. Yeah. In terms of titles, have you considered the Bazinga?
That is a great title that I will definitely. I'll call it the Young Bazinga.
I am like fucking.
Why are you watching Young Sheldon?
I don't know.
Why are you watching?
Okay, we're not actually watching Young Sheldon. We started one episode of Young Sheldon, and that was too much because it's like
that's all.
Big Bang Theory is Big Bang Theory is so cringe that it's like really funny.
Why? My parents like Big Bang Theory. That's how cringe it is.
It's really bad. It's awful. It's on top of the fact that it's like horrifically sexist and like super bad. But it's Big Bang Theory is at least like really funny to watch because it's like the way like the laugh track on its own is hysterical. Because fucking a character will say the least funny thing on the planet that on any other show would at most get like a ha 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 type laugh, right? But then like
and they go insane.
But then the laugh track in Big Bang Theory goes ha 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 like they fucking lose their. Oh my god, I blew out my mic. I'm so sorry.
They're getting punched in the.
I'm so sorry to all the audio listeners. They scream, they screech to bring up Venom 2. They screech at every joke. And it's honestly hilarious. And I got in like the Bazinga is so unfunny that it has become funny to me that I can't stop saying it. I can't stop saying it.
I remember like retroactively everyone in high school who thought Big Bang Theory was funny, you know?
I dated and now I think really back and I'm like Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
And like she thought I was like one of the characters. And then I watched an episode and the character was an asshole. The character was a piece of shit.
That's probably not a good sign for a relationship.
Really not.
Because I watch episodes and like an Indian myself, I am so insulted by the representation. I'm not that insulted, but it's so stupid. Bad. It is stupid. I don't take really insult racist. From it, but it is very racist.
Yeah,
it is very racist. That I'm like, I feel so bad for Quinell. But like he's making money,
yeah,
like, he's making great money. They're all making great money.
I was talking to Olivia about it, like just with how racist and with how sexist a lot of that show is. When you get to season 12 of that show, if you're a main cast member, you're fucking set. You know, what's his name? Jim Parson? Is that name?
Yeah, I think so.
Mr. Sheldon over here, he like has like he has the clout and he has the pull. They're not going to recast him.
He has the money in the bag.
He has the ability to tell the writers, like, hey, that's kind of sexist. Hey, that's kind of fucking racist. Maybe let's not have these characters say this. But they don't. And, like, at season 12, you know, where it's, like, late, it's too late to be able to make these jokes, like reasonably. No, the joke shouldn't have been made in the first place, but, like, too late societally for us to, like, be like brushing it off, you know, and it, like as actors, like how the fuck are they still being like, yeah, this is okay? It's so weird to me.
And it's weird to me because like I'm not saying Friends is like the best show ever because it's not. No. Their Friends has a lot of problems too.
Yeah.
But at least the way that show is conducted, it feels a little bit more organic. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, Big Bang Theory is just a new Friends." I don't think it is. I think with Friends,
who the fuck is saying that? Who the fuck? I don't even like Friends. Who the fuck is saying that?
Yeah, it's so much more artificial to me that like at least with something like Friends, the comedy comes from a place of like genuinity. If that's not a word, I'm just trying to think of.
It's not like you're not laughing.
The opposite of
most
ingenuine.
Of the characters in Friends. I mean, you kind of are, but
you're
like.
Not.
It's not like haha nerdy guy.
You're laughing at Ross and you're laughing at Rachel and then like that's it. You know, after that it's you're laughing at the actual things they say.
I feel like people that enjoy the Big Bang Theory, and I don't want to make like a judgment about anybody's character or anything, but like a lot of it feels a little bit like bullying if you watch the Big Bang Theory and you genuinely think it's funny. Cuz the joke is nerdy guy does things. You know, guy that reads comic books gets a girlfriend? Oh, that's so unrealistic. Yeah. That doesn't happen.
The weird thing about that show that doesn't make sense to me is there's no straight man really for them to bounce off of other than that one girl,
it's kind of Leonard. It kind of is. But then even then they still use and I guess Kaylee Cuoco's character is kind of the straight girl.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But then even still, they make fun of her. So it's like,
yeah, it's
I mean,
really
you make
weird.
fun of
It's
everyone,
like, I don't
but
know
still.
who, like Leonard is the one you're supposed to relate to. But then the episode we watched like a couple nights ago, because we just keep, because we found out there was another Halloween special. There was another one. Oh, thank God. Thank fucking God there was more Halloween Big Bang Theory.
Good for you guys.
Good for us. Like, and then in the episode we watched, like, he was like he was a piece of shit that was like cheating and stuff. And I was just like, who are we supposed to like here? Because I don't like anybody.
No one.
Except for Kelly. I only like Kaylee Cuoco because I just like the actress. Because she's really good in Harley Quinn.
And she's great as Harley Quinn. I'm glad she's Harley Quinn.
She's like probably my favorite. No, Margot's there. But like,
I
like
have
her
watched action scenes from Birds of Prey.
More than the Amazing or the animated series. That's probably my favorite version of Harley Quinn.
Yeah. I think with shows like that too, I feel like part of it is you just want a show to sit down and laugh at, like at the end of a long day.
Yeah.
Which is why Big Bang Theory does so well.
Yeah.
But then even still, I'm like, you can up the quality a bit.
Yeah, I'm not asking. Like, I was never asking for like the highest brow humor with Big Bang Theory. I just wanted it to not be racist and sexist. And it was like, I could even handle the making fun of comic book nerds, because I love making fun of comic book nerds because they're fucking nerds. Look at these fucking nerds.
It's what we do for a living. We make fun of ourselves.
But like, it's just you have a show that runs for 12 seasons. You win a bunch of Emmys, and then even in your final season, it is the lowest brow humor I've ever seen in my life. There's something. It's kind of impressive. I won't lie. It's kind of remarkable.
Yeah, that they're still going this long.
Yeah, I mean, they're done. It's over.
It just saddens me that something like it's. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. For some reason I keep thinking that shows it going on.
It's never gonna die because Young Sheldon's
exactly.
Young Sheldon's
that's
never
why.
gonna die.
Because you still get to.
We're gonna watch this kid grow
sweet
up from however old he is until he's like 99 years old. We're gonna
all
get
the
old
way.
Sheldon
How many
soon.
seasons is Young Sheldon on?
I think 3 or 4.
Okay,
feels like 100.
That's too much.
Feels like 100.
That's way too much for what that show felt like it was being pitched as.
That was just like
that
boring.
Feels like way too much.
That was like, it's not even like funny to watch because it's so bad, like Big Bang Theory. It's just like, it's just like, I don't even know what it's trying to do. I don't get it.
Doesn't that entire show like take place in the South with like weird like
we didn't know that when
filter
we first started
over
it
the whole time?
It's really weird.
Like, I saw that trailer and I'm like, this is the look you're going for to replace Big Bang Theory, It's multi-camera too, and I don't know.
That's what's really funny
weird.
to me is that like the people, like, I think it's fair to say that like Big Bang Theory is probably one of the most notorious single camera sitcom shows, like not the most successful or anything, but like when you think of single camera sitcom shows and their flaws, you think of Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, you think Friends, yeah. Seinfeld.
And it's funny that like the spinoff now has just abandoned that and it's just going for like a Modern Family route.
Yeah. But I wonder if we'll ever get single cameras again. Maybe.
I mean, they still exist. There's that Tim Allen show that's currently on.
Last Man Standing or whatever.
Yeah, and that's an interesting one.
I forget that he's on that, and so is the one girl on that. What's
weird.
The one girl who's on that?
I can't remember. I don't know.
Zoe something, or is that the other girl?
I don't know.
I forgot. She's like a teen actress.
All I know is like my parents would watch the news on this channel that is very far right, and I would be like, "Hey, why you guys watch this?" And then they wouldn't respond, and then right after the news would be Last Man Standing, and he'd complain about young kids, and he'd complain about cancel culture, and he'd complain about like wokeness, and I was like, "Oh boy, oh Tim, oh no."
And good Tim Allen,
good classic.
Just rewatch the Santa Claus and forget who Tim Allen is.
Let's watch the Santa Claus 3 with Martin Short.
Yeah,
that is Martin Short's best performance. Oh my god, he's so fucking crazy in that movie. I love him.
Yeah, I watched that movie a lot as a kid, and I didn't register who anyone was.
Yeah.
Other than, oh my god, he's evil,
but he's also performance. Funny. That's a good actor. Yeah, he just disappears into the role of Jack Frost.
He disappears into the role. Jack Frost with the white spikes. I like to think that and Rise of the Guardians take place in the same...
Oh, I hope so.
They take place in the same universe.
You were the first person that has mentioned Rise of the Guardians in the past, 5 years.
I have?
I think you're the only person. Aside
that
from, horny
movie
people on
is
Tumblr.
Really good.
It's fun.
That movie
it's very fun.
Is good.
Yeah.
I am not a horny person on Tumblr, and I still enjoy that movie. It is a fun movie. I do not think Elsa and Jack Frost are a couple, like all of the fan art suggests.
Are they actually? Oh, that's weird.
That's the thing. People
Elsa's
think that
gay.
Jack Frost
Elsa's gay. We all know Elsa's gay.
Is she? Yeah, she is, right? Because she meets that one lady in the forest, but then Disney won't say anything because China.
I just look at her and I'm like, yeah, she's gay.
And my first video essay ever was about being disappointed in Frozen, and that was big.
Yeah, Frozen 2
I sent you that video.
That was a disappointment. That was a lame movie.
It was sad, and the only reason it was sad for me is because I really, really liked the first trailer. Like I really liked the first trailer. It's like one of my favorite looking trailers.
Jenny Nicholson, I think, talked about it, and it's like there's some clear they did rewrites on this movie. Pretty heavily, like you can tell.
Did you see the Schaeferless video about I haven't seen the documentary, but there's a 4-part documentary on behind the scenes of Frozen.
Oh, really?
And it explains how Disney was pressuring the shit out of these guys because they need to make the reason for it is because the way Schaeferless explains it is kind of, remember The Good Dinosaur?
Yeah.
The Good Dinosaur came out.
Nobody remembers The Good Dinosaur.
No one remembers. Yeah. The problem is no one remembers it.
Yeah.
It came out and they delayed a Pixar movie, I think, to fit The Good Dinosaur in. They delayed a Pixar movie and they fit The Good Dinosaur in. And The Good Dinosaur was an absolute flop. It was horrible. No one liked it. And ever since, Pixar has refused to change announcement dates.
Interesting.
Right? They barely ever push, Pixar and Disney in general just barely ever delay their movies more than when they announce them, unless pandemic stuff happens. But this was before pandemic stuff. So what happened was they were kind of struggling with the story for the longest time. For the longest time, they didn't know exactly where to go with the whole voice. And during the middle of production, they still didn't know who the voice in that movie was going to be. It was just some ethereal sound and they didn't know who it was. Wild. And then the moment they suggested putting it off, Disney was like, no, you can't do that. This is a Christmas movie. It is snow. It is Elsa. It is Frozen. It has to come out Christmas time. You need to bring it at Christmas time. And so they just editors were working basically with 3 hours or 5 hours of sleep, and that's it.
Love that.
And then it came to the point where it's okay, now all the people are rich, because it's the highest grossing Disney or Pixar or any animated Disney movie ever. But it's kind of sad to think that the process to where that position came is
that's fucked.
A bunch of crunch work. It was insane crunch work.
Even that's fucked. I didn't know about that crunch. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But even stuff with just the ending of Frozen 2 with spoilers for Frozen 2. I don't think anybody cares, but how the water was gonna go destroy the city, and they stopped it. There was concept art that looked like pretty late stage concept art of the city being destroyed, and it would it was part of the whole message of the movie of letting go and accepting change and all this stuff.
It was gonna end more negatively, and it was gonna be more of an Elsa, not Elsa turns evil. But I mean, the original idea for Frozen was she was the Snow Queen, right? And she was the villain of the movie, And so I think the original idea with this movie was probably something about the voice drawing her away from it and kind of turning her evil-ish.
Yeah.
And then stuff happens. But then they rewrote it because, I mean, one, you need to have your extremely positive characters with a positive ending to send off kids without crying. But then, two, they just changed, and the entire tone of the movie changed too, because you look at the first trailer and it's kind of dark, And it's not super dark, but I'd like that tone of it's a Disney movie, but it feels... It's
a Cars 3 type thing, where the first trailer was oh, we're serious now. And then they didn't, and then it wasn't really.
The actual movie completely lost it. It's all glitter and sparkles, and I hate glitter and sparkles.
You know what? A movie I hope doesn't do that.
What?
Spider-Man No Way Home. I really hope they don't do that.
Yeah. It's gonna just... Everything's gonna be a comedy beat. Everything that movie's gonna be a comedy beat.
I'm concerned. I don't know. I'm gonna try and be hopeful. I was thinking about it. I was just everything they're doing is not what I'm interested in. Everything that they're the stuff that they're marketing is the stuff that I'm not into. The stuff that everybody's hyped for. I'm this isn't I don't care about Raimi stuff. I don't care about this. I care about those first 2 minutes of the trailer. That first chunk, and I feel that's not going to be a big part of the movie.
I don't care about any of the villains coming back. I care about the heroes coming back because I like them, and there's just such a intrinsic nostalgic value there. But then, other than that, I don't. I saw the Goblin thing, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Is that real?
I saw Octavius.
That's definitely not real. That's too cool to be real. That Goblin art with the Ritas, the colors. Have you seen that?
Oh, with him having purple instead?
Yeah, that's a fan thing.
I think some of it was fan things.
I think it looks like a fan
based
thing.
on
it's too cool. It's just too cool to be real. That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to leak stuff that doesn't need to be leaked. Okay. But I remember something where it's like they're not confirmation that there was going to be purple in the suit, but there will probably be a redesign to the suit. Yeah. It's not going to look the same as the motorbike looking green thing. It's going to be a little different.
That fan art one was very cool. That I liked. I liked that one a lot. Yeah. So I like the face of. I really like the face of the Raimi Goblin a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's really cool. Yeah. Of it, like in Willem Dafoe's eyes, like showing through is like a really good choice because it's like
letting him act with his eyes. Yeah.
But like just the rest of it is very boring. Just the solid green. That's not for me. But I don't know. And
I mean, now with Spider-Man stuff, it's like it's weird because we complain about all this stuff, and like I'm doing my whole video now on like all this stuff about like why I miss this old era of Spider-Man, but at the end of the day, they're not going to change anything. You know, no amount of anything is going to change anything.
There's a chance that like once they move on to a new creative team, the new creative team will see things differently. You know. Yeah. Like I think not to say that John Watts is like exclusively responsible for like the way the movies are right now because he's not. He's really honestly not. I think he's like barely responsible for any of this. I think a lot of this is just studio mandates. Yeah, you know? But I think he's not necessarily like fighting back on certain things. I think he's not necessarily fighting for working class Peter. He's not fighting for money issues or all these things. Whereas another
the question also becomes: would you in that position, if there is so much pressure on you by all these studios, would you stand your ground and say, no, this is the movie I'm doing, otherwise I'm leaving? Because
I'm a coward, so I don't want to say yes or no. I would like to think yes, I would stand my ground.
To quote that one guy with the TV from the Joker movie, we are all clowns. Yeah. We will probably fold in when the opportunity arises. You know, if I do a Spider-Man movie and Avi Arad shows up and he's like, "You're doing Venom," and I don't want to do Venom, I'm probably gonna end up doing Venom because he's Avi Arad, and like, what am I gonna do?
I mean, you could probably ask. So you could probably like. I'm sure there's I think when you're at that level, you learn a bit of negotiation skills. You know, which I wonder. I don't want to. Yeah, man, I don't want to get into it. I don't want Marvel fans to cancel me. I'm not going to say it. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, no, they'll cancel you later.
Yeah,
there's plenty of stuff.
There's plenty of stuff to cancel me for. In terms of opinions about Marvel movies.
Exactly.
Not in terms of actual stuff that matters, but but speaking of Marvel stuff, did you watch What If? Anyone?
Yes, I did watch the new What If. Did you? Are you caught up?
I did. Caught up. I watched the newest one. I didn't watch the other two.
Okay, you didn't watch the older ones?
I didn't watch Killmonger. I didn't watch.
So you didn't watch.
Thor.
Okay.
I watched the Ultron one.
I feel like I'm the only person. Not the only person. There are other people. I really like Party Thor. Really? It was just like a fun Looney Tunes episode, and I really like that.
I feel like that looks like one of the better versions of like what if character was this, you know? Yeah. Like it looks like a better version of like the Captain Carter stuff for the Killmonger stuff. Yeah. But like I don't know,
you said you liked episode 3 a lot, right?
I liked episode 3.
You said you liked.
I liked episode 4.
Did you like it for the mystery or did you like it for the fun of the characters?
These characters were fun. What the fuck?
Well, do you like it for like the characters or did you only like it for like just?
I liked it for the mystery, and I liked it for the fact that it was like, this is it. It felt more in line with What If as the What If comics than what if this person was this character? What if this person was this character? You know, which we got the 2 times before.
This
and the mystery.
The Party Thor episode is very much no consequences. I think that's the thing. It's not like there's crazy consequences. It's just okay. This is a lot of fun like Looney Tunes stuff, and that's it.
And there's room for that.
And I think it was a nice break of pace.
I do feel like What If has had a little too much comedy though. I feel like obviously one episode or 2 is totally fine, but like with the zombies episode and even with this Ultron one, I think there's a little too much like.
There's too much, there's
a little too much,
or like even Black Widow being like, look at my shield, I'm like, all your friends are dead.
With like that episode was, I don't know, are people split on it? I'm not really following it. Like
I thought more people are just excited for the next episode than anything.
Oh, it's because it's a 2-parter.
The Multivengers. That's what I'm going to call them. The Multivengers.
Which they
take their multivitamins and they fight today.
That episode was spoiled by a fucking car commercial. Like,
oh yeah, everyone says that. Oh no, but the car commercial is just a car commercial. It was
literally the same fucking place. From day
Ultron one, people. From before the show even debuted, they showed Doctor Strange and Party Thor like looking at each other.
That's so...
Or like the Captain Carter like standing with Gamora. I feel like
that kind of ruins some of the fun of it. I don't know. I'm not huge on the thing intersecting. I don't need that. But like, if you're gonna do it, like at least make it like a little bit of a surprise. It should have been a surprise.
Yeah. And they should have. I don't know why they decided to put all of that in the marketing. They could have very easily not.
You could have just marketed you could have marketed Marvel Zombies. That is a marketable thing. Yeah. There's zombies.
Yeah. You know what I think is going on? As the shows keep going, Marvel is just lessening and lessening their marketing with all these properties.
Interesting.
Like they didn't really market Loki.
No, they didn't.
They marketed Loki towards the end when everyone was talking about the finale.
Yeah.
They market
Loki when Owen Wilson is on SNL. That's the only ad for Loki I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did you watch the SNL bits? I only watched the Cars.
Episode. It was actually it was not as bad as they have been.
The Cars 4 one, and then I think the Pete Davidson bit was also fun.
Pete Davidson's great. We love that man. Love that man to death.
Exactly. Yep.
I think the new cast is like a little weird. I like the new girl. Mm-hmm. The new guys I'm not sure about, but like yeah, it was fun. It was a fun episode.
Was the new guy the one that played Larry the Cable Guy?
Yeah, and Joe.
Was one of
Joe Biden, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He wasn't bad, I thought.
He's fun. He seems cool. It's weird that they're like throwing these featuring people like into such prominent roles. Like they just fucking
we're usually just having the background.
Yeah, it's interesting to me.
Whereas maybe the performances were just strong, but like I know one of them they picked up from like not a YouTube show, but like some kind of internet show.
I think I think that's the girl. Yeah, and she's funny. She's Sarah actually really really good. Yeah,
she is. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and they gave her like a whole. They gave her like a main part in a whole sketch. I was like kind of impressed.
They did.
Yeah.
And which one?
Because the like the scientists that like want you to send in their poop. Send in your poop in the mail.
I haven't
that was a funny one. It was fun.
I still need to watch the other bits.
I like him. I miss Beck.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield from Spider-Man, from Venom,
from Spider-Man. Did you see that? Did you see that the corridor? Sorry to interrupt you. Did you see the corridor video?
No.
About the deepfake?
No.
Corridor did a video about the Andrew Garfield HD leak about whether or not it's a deepfake.
Yeah.
And like they said it's most definitely not a deepfake. It could still be doctored, but like it's probably not a deepfake and it's probably real. But then I saw so many people on Twitter being like, "See, they confirmed it's real." Technically, they didn't confirm it's real. They didn't confirm
shit. They don't know anything. They don't know about it. They just guessed.
Exactly.
We're all just guessing. Yeah. We're all just educated guessing.
But basically, to Twitter, get off your asses just watching people tweet and like watch the corridor video.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. We should do this dance throughout the entire time we talk about.
That's a really good idea.
Carnage.
That's a very before we get to because we are gonna talk about
camera work in some of these scenes. yeah. Are we gonna talk about? Do you have anything else? What else? I'm
thinking. Well, I watched Trick or Treat. That movie. That was good. It's actually really fun. It's like it feels like Sam Raimi-ish actually. It's like campy, like gory thing. It's cool. It's like different stories that are like kind of connected, but not really. Like they intersect with like a couple characters, but like besides that, and it's fun. I like that. It's very Halloween-y. It's impressive that it's like they were able to, because I came in 2007. Like it's hard to make like an iconic character now that's not like part of an existing IP. But they did that. Like fucking the Sam character, the little guy. He's not like Jason level of like iconic horror movie characters, but it's like they sell shit of him in Spirit Halloween. He succeeded. It worked.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I watched The Nice Guys with Scribe.
Oh yeah,
that's something I did.
I still have not seen it.
It was good. I've already watched it once before, but it was nice to go back in there. That's fun. And yeah, I want Shane Black for another MCU movie. I don't know if he's still on good terms with them, but put him on
a Flash movie or something.
Yeah, I could see him doing a pretty good Flash movie.
Yeah. I still want Edgar Wright to do Flash. I think after Baby Driver, where there was like really good chases, I feel like you could put a little bit of that into Flash, without Antelope work.
I feel like Shane Black could do a Green Arrow movie pretty well. I think.
Oh, okay, but then here's my really controversial take. I don't want Charlie Hunnam as Green Arrow. I don't think he's a good pick.
Oh, okay.
Everybody wants him.
Does he?
What?
Is he tied to Shane Black?
He was in the King Arthur movie. That's the only thing I.
No, but that's Guy Ritchie.
Oh, you're right. I'm dumb. I'm very dumb.
I caught you.
You caught me. I'm a fake fan.
Oh yeah. Good job.
Then never mind then.
Although I do agree. Charlie Hunnam is a bit of a basic option.
He's just. He looks like him.
I want John David Washington. I
I haven't seen Tenet. Can he do like comedy well? Though?
He can do good action.
Can he?
He can do what?
Comedy. Like can he be a funny guy too?
He's like the only funny guy in that movie. It's a very dry comedy, but he can do comedy.
Okay. I mean,
like you've seen the hot sauce scene, you know?
I haven't seen anything in that movie. I haven't seen anything.
Okay.
Because Christopher Nolan was
really a spoiler.
Because Christopher Nolan spent fucking so long saying you have to watch this in a theater, and then I wasn't able to see it in a theater because I didn't want to fucking die, and so then I just haven't seen the movie yet. No, that's what you get, now Chris.
If you go into the theater, Chris will come up and give you COVID if you watch it in your house.
Yeah, there we go.
But no, there's like an action scene where he like before the action scene starts, he stands and he's like, I ordered my hot sauce an hour ago, and then like they all beat him up, and it's like he can do comedy.
He could be good. I think
he's got charisma.
He's got a lot of choice for Jon Stewart. Idris Elba's still my first choice for John, because Idris Elba's fucking perfect for Jon Stewart. I would like an older Jon Stewart, but he's my second pick. I think he wouldn't be terrible as Green Arrow. My pick for Green Arrow is John Boyega. But I need John to prove he can grow a fucking beard. John, you haven't proven to me yet, and I need to know. I need you to grow it out once, and like just a little bit, and I'll be satisfied. You can even go Stephen Amell level of like mostly stubble. I could live with that, you know.
Yeah,
but
or just like a little chin thing. Yeah.
So John Boyega, and then Donald Glover is my other pick, but I don't like. He's not like a huge like. I don't know. I don't know
how much of an action hero
that tweet did really well.
Because even as the Prowler, he just like stands there. Yeah. I don't think they're bringing him back. Like I don't think they're. If they do Miles, I don't think they're gonna like.
I don't know. They're not gonna do this with No Way Home, because like No Way Home's filled with just all Peters and all the white men from the movies. I really would like it. I feel like you can't do a Spider-Verse movie without Miles, and if you do, that's kind of fucked up. You know.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little weird, so I think it'd be cool if, like, make Donald Glover an older Miles would be kind of cool. Just bring him in for a movie.
It's funny that of all the things, Donald Glover did Miles in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, of all things, like, that was his debut Spider-Man performance. But, I mean, no, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But, like, I feel like I would like, okay, like, in terms of, like, what I actually would like to see, I don't know, maybe I'll make this a separate video so I can make fucking Spider-Man content. But, like, I would rather this movie, instead of being like, here's all the Peter Parkers, you know, as cool as it is, I would rather it be save Toby for like a single scene at the end, and then have Andrew be Black Suit Peter from Amazing Universe. He had a fucking shitty time, and so like he's like all fucked up, right? And then have Miles, who's older.
He's this version of Peter.
Literally, that'd be the coolest thing. Like,
have you seen that fan Andrew art? Garfield?
Have you seen that fan art with Andrew in like it's the same?
Yeah, and he's like black eyes and shit. Yeah,
that'd be cool as hell. I think do that with Andrew, and then Emma Stone as Spider-Gwen to like maybe like bring him back or something. That could be there could be something there, and then Donald Glover, Miles, and then throw in fucking like Miguel or something. Like I'm
do like a Shattered Dimension kind of thing instead of. All of them being Peter.
I'm not interested in everybody being Peter, because that kind of implies that like Peter is the only Spider-Man, when it's like there's 100 of them.
I think it's good for a one movie gimmick. Yeah. And then after that, and it's like after that, it's time to move on to other characters as well.
What if Andrew isn't actually playing Peter and he's just playing? Remember how we were talking? I feel like I think this was when were we talking about this?
Where, it was like Toby is Uncle Ben, and then Andrew is Peter's dad.
No, there's that too. But what if, was I telling you where it's like I feel like Andrew Garfield, I forget that his version of Peter isn't British. I think that he's like
he's being Spider-Man UK.
Yeah, what if he's
like being Ben Reilly or something? Yeah.
I would love that.
Oh,
he might.
I'm Spider-Man.
Oh, you got wet blood.
Yeah.
Because like I saw that video and there's no fucking audio, so it's like I picture him being British in that.
Yeah. You know? Oh yeah. I mean, that whole scene, the leaked scene or whatever that is, I think that's just behind the scenes. I don't think that's real.
I think footage. So, or at the very maybe it's I don't know.
It's a weird angle.
Because if he's fuck it. I'm gonna talk about leaked shit. All right. Fucking. All right. Not new. Aside from that video, literally the video is the only thing I'm gonna talk about. So people think
everyone has seen it. Jimmy Fallon saw it.
Jimmy
for God's
Fallon
sake.
has fucking seen it. Exactly. God forbid Jimmy Fallon. But so people think that he's saying, so you've got webbed blood, like they think that that's what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
So, are they like making a joke about Toby's web shooters, like not having web shooters? I think so. That's kind of lame. I would be. I made this tweet where I was like, I hope they don't make a joke about the Spider-Man 3 dance, because it's very surface level. The other thing too,
and it's one scene. The other thing too is they said he has 40 minutes of screen time, and people were being really dumb on Twitter about that. No, they both in total have together.
Okay, well, I'm definitely not making that video then. Damn, that would have been a fun video.
You're not?
I'm definitely not making that video. Maybe I'll do it after.
That's a rumor. It's not confirmed. It's not confirmed, but I saw it trending on Twitter, and the rumor is that they take up 40. Yeah, they take up 40 minutes of screen time. That's the same amount that Tony had as Iron Man in Infinity War.
Oh, in Infinity War.
But that's also a movie that is split up so much like that. And then you can very easily compact the scenes, and it's not that big of a deal. But you can do that with Spider-Man. I'm assuming what that means is that, like, from the middle of the second act and on, he's in the movie. I think that's what it means.
I probably.
You know?
Or do you think, or what if like Infinity War, you know how Infinity War was all split up with all the different arcs? Yeah. What if fucking Toby and Andrew don't talk to Tom until like the final fight?
They just have their own movie?
They have their own arc of trying to like get... That'd be kind of cool, actually. I don't know.
That'd be fun. Like you know what they would do? Like a kind of, not like a mini series, but you know the Steve Jobs movie where it's like split up into 3 sections of his life. Yeah. And it's like the first section is
you caught me off guard by bringing up the Steve Jobs movie. What time was
the Steve Jobs movie? Do you remember the Steve Jobs movie?
Which one are you talking about? The Fassbender one?
The Michael Fassbender. Yeah.
I did not see it.
I love that movie.
It's not a superhero movie. I didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. I know that's how you are.
You know me.
But yeah, that movie is split up into 3 sections of like different parts of his life. They could just do that with the Tom, Toby, and Andrew.
That'd be kind of fun, actually.
But then I guess Toby would be the last one, right? Because you got to keep butts in seats as long as you can.
Yeah, because we all know me and Alex. Once Toby's off screen, we're out of there.
Yeah,
we see him.
No, you get your ticket and you show up like an hour. You show up an hour late,
and then I'll be like, and then in my review I'll be like, "What the fuck? I didn't know what was going on. This is a bad movie, objectively flawed film. I didn't know what was happening."
I feel like that's how some people probably watch Justice League, the Zack Snyder Justice League.
Oh, they just watch
like the second half.
Yeah.
Or like I'm not gonna watch all this shit.
Yeah.
But I sat through the whole thing without a piss break, because
You didn't piss? You didn't piss?
I didn't piss for 4 hours.
I don't believe you.
I didn't piss for 4 hours.
You're a fucking maniac. No. You're a fucking maniac.
I didn't. Mithi. You did.
Yes, I pissed. Of course I pissed.
In the middle of that?
You think
in the middle of that?
I can't believe you wouldn't. I'm scared.
It's just 4 hours.
Just 4.
It's 4 hours.
So someone clearly wasn't enjoying a drink or any beverages or any refreshments.
I don't know what I had, but
I had my fucking big ass. I sat right in front of the big TV. I put my fancy chair right in front of it.
I think I ate food before.
Oh, you didn't go to Ruby's Diner right before? I hope that doesn't dox me. I don't know where Ruby's Diner is.
I went to Portillo's in Chicago.
Oh,
which is a complete side note. Portillo's in Chicago is great, but it's weird. It's very crowded in there. Portillo's is this restaurant where it's like there's at least like 20 people behind the counter, and I don't understand why there are 20 people behind the counter, but. You know, whatever.
Anyway, do we want to talk about Venom?
My name is Venom.
You are sick. Don't do it. Don't do the voice. You're sick.
I can do
Don't
it.
Don't do the voice.
It's like it's in the
you
upper
were literally
part of my
just
throat,
telling
not
about
the
how you have a sore throat. I swear to God.
I do. God, and then I did it because I'm content brain above health brain. You know.
Yep. Good job.
You know. What's something dumb someone has done to their health, but then did it for content? I guess shoot themselves. I don't know. I'll do that.
There's a lot of dumb shit. I mean, everything I do is better for my health and for content.
That is true.
Hell, I'm
that
just
is
falling
very,
apart
very
at the
true.
seams right here.
Yep.
It's gotta get Spooktober finished, baby. Spooktober. Hey, the Mets,
exactly.
Baby. Get a home run.
Speaking of the spookiest Spooktober, do we want to talk about Venom Let There Be Carnage?
Yes, I was trying to segue there, and then you did the voice, and then I yelled you.
Mine. Yeah. Here we go.
So we're gonna talk. Let's do spoiler free for like a couple minutes because
let's do spoiler free for the first like. We'll do it Jeremy Jan style, where we're like super actiony. We're gonna do it like Jeremy Jan's. We're gonna do a lot of action bits for the first like 5 to 6 minutes, and then we'll just like sip our coffee and then be like, all right, spoilers. We're only gonna talk about one scene.
Hey Siri.
I can set a timer.
I don't know where my you set a timer.
We're just paying attention. I'll just pay attention to time, and once we're like done with like 6 minutes.
I don't know where my phone went. I must have left it out there. But
we'll just talk. I don't have much to talk about.
But, there's not a ton of spoiler free stuff to talk about. But I like the movie. I thought it was cool. I really enjoyed it.
Brian and I were talking on Twitter a bit about it.
Yeah, and I was also involved in that conversation. I watched it happen.
Yeah,
and I agreed.
It's weird because if I'm gonna be honest, I kind of had a better time watching this first one.
Really?
But I don't know.
Well, because the first time you watched the movie was with the boys.
With the boys, which is why I'm like, okay, that is so much better of an experience in general. Yeah, I had more fun watching. Yeah, I had more fun watching that with you guys than I did watching that awkward moment starring Michael B. Jordan, Zac Efron, and Miles Teller alone in my room while I was sick with a fever.
I can't.
That's the movie I decided to watch while I was sick because I needed something to get me to sleep.
You watched that movie.
I watched that movie. It was. Michael Jordan has washboard abs. That's all I'll say. That's the only thing I remember.
We've known this.
Exactly. But I don't know the movie. I think someone who was, Eunice. I think he worked on Spider-Man Lotus. I saw a tweet that he made that was like, Venom Let There Be Carnage is the first movie where I couldn't understand what act we were in as a film.
Yeah, the pacing was bad. Pacing was rough.
It is terrible. Terrible pacing. You can tell as someone who doesn't even understand pacing. I was
perfectly tracking the pacing of the movie because I had to pee the second the movie started, and I was like, "Fuck!" But it's only 90 minutes, so I was fine. But I was like following the time, and I was like, "Okay, Act 1 is maybe ending right now, so that means we're roughly a third of the way done." And then I looked at the time, and we were like an hour and a half in, and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" But no,
I don't.
The pacing's rough. There is no clear, I don't know. It's not.
There's no line between the second act and the third act.
No, definitely.
Really,
not.
I think you can more easily differentiate between the first act and the second act being I'm not spoiling anything, but the creation of Carnage, I guess, is the end of the first act.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's when but then after that, the second act and the third act kind of just. Or this constant
I don't know if it's
uprise
necessarily that it lasts, because I think there is a pretty clear distinction between the second and the third act. It's that it's very late in. Okay. It's it's when they go to the church, like that. That is clearly where the third act starts. But it's like, there's not a ton there. It's a very short third act, which is I was expecting the other way around. For an hour and a half movie, I was expecting a really short second act, and then just a long, crazy, fun fight between Venom and Carnage. Spoilers, they fight.
And it wasn't even that fun of a fight. It wasn't that fun of a fight.
Carnage was kind of a disappointment. In the movie, Woody Harrelson, I think he's fun in the movie. He really is. Yeah. And he delivers a very fun performance. He's basically the guy.
Yeah, you mentioned a Now You See Me.
He's the guy from Now You See Me too. He's the evil twin with the weird teeth.
Always.
It's very funny.
And he actually has a wig in that movie.
Yeah, he does. That's where they took it. Yeah, that's why he's the better Carnage in that.
Exactly.
But it's you said it. He's very trying to be poetic all the time, and I'm not the biggest Carnage guy. Work. I literally know I'm gonna expose myself as a Spider-Man fan. Basically, if it wasn't in Spectacular, I don't really know much about it. Yeah, that's the crazy thing.
Yeah. Because Spectacular stems from so many different things that you can kind of pick up and then
follows
go
a lot of early Ditko stuff and early Stan Lee Ditko stuff. So it's that's why I know it well, because I also read a lot of that.
Carnage, even in the comics, Carnage is a bit of a mess. And Jeremy Jans was saying this in a spoiler review, about how he was reading through a scene in the comics or like Carnage basically is on a flight and he like just fucking kills everyone, and it's just like honestly kind of disgusting to read. You kind of feel bad reading it in a sense of like, okay, this guy needs to be stopped, you know? You get like that kind of feeling from Carnage. This movie gives you none of that. This movie makes Carnage feel like he's just Riot, but with a little bit more personality.
He was a little, and it makes me kind of think like, why did we need Riot in the first movie then? It's like,
like this,
which we definitely didn't need Riot
exactly.
In the first movie. But like, there was kind of that in like that little we'll talk spoilers a bit later, but in like this little section. Like before this, like still in the first act though.
With Cletus, you get a little bit more depth,
and especially like, God, it's hard to talk on spoilers, so we'll have this conversation.
He's a better character than Elon Musk Rizmet. He's a better character than.
Oh, I thought you were just saying than Elon Musk. And I was like, I guess
than Elon Musk in general. Yeah.
No, he definitely is, and he's much more an interesting villain. I mean, the scenes with Carnage, I think like aren't the most like brutally horrific scenes or whatever. They're fun action scenes though. There's a little bit of horror elements in there that I enjoyed, but it's not a slasher movie. It's not a horror movie like it probably should be.
No. Yeah. And then other than that, I mean, I feel like so many people are just watch the post-credit scene. That's all I'll say. I don't.
Okay, we'll talk about post. Well, let's say the post-credit talk.
Yeah, let's wait for that. Yeah.
You know I'm gonna fucking cut that. That's gonna be the video.
Yeah.
But like,
I will say another thing too.
I still really liked the movie though. That's the thing. Like I recognize that
the characters
I don't
felt
like the pacing.
better.
I don't love Carnage. But
the characters felt better. I liked Eddie and Venom.
Yeah, I agree. It was the best parts of the first movie, just for the whole thing. You know, it was a very gay movie in all of the ways. It was so incredibly gay. And if you don't think it's gay, you didn't watch the fucking movie. I'm sorry. It is so blatantly gay, and I love that.
So Venom is gay down. Depressing face, depressing thumbnail. Get a lot of clicks. Yep.
But like I really enjoyed it. I think it was very fun. Remember when I was like when we were watching the first movie and I was like, this is a better Spider-Man movie than the current Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
This one actually is. And that's what kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
This one, they talk about responsibility and they talk about like consequences a lot. And I'm like, oh
and
no.
And he deals with consequences.
And I was like, oh no, this is actually a good Spider-Man movie.
This is going to be a great commentary once it comes out on digital.
It really is. Any other spoiler-free talk? Because I have a spoiler thing on the same subject.
I will say I did like Eddie and Venom working together. Like there's the scenes early on where like they work together a bit.
It does still feel
that.
A little bit though. This is the thing I didn't like about the first movie, and I didn't have the right way to say it until I read a comment saying this, and then I'm just gonna steal that wording, and I can't remember who said it. I'm sorry, but like it feels like in these movies the symbiote is in the driver's seat all the time when he's Venom. Like it's just this is not Eddie
None
Brock.
Of it feels like
this is the symbiote. Venom. It's weird, you know.
And it's like, this movie does more to establish that.
Yeah,
honestly.
and I expected the end of the first movie with the "We Are Venom" scene was establishing. Oh no, they're working together now. You know, they're
but then they're
together.
Still separated.
But then he still takes over and he's the one running and shit. It's like it's a little weird for me.
It's weird to think that the whole idea. There's two ways to take the whole statement "We are Venom."
Yeah.
In the sense of one, okay, they've achieved symbiosis and they're working as one unit. Yeah. Or two, as they're two separate units, but they've agreed to work together, right?
Yeah.
Whereas then when Carnage says "I am Carnage," there's also two ways to take that. Of like either one, Carnage has taken fully over, or two, Cletus has taken fully over, or even three, they are just the same person now.
Yeah,
but then I don't think the movie establishes any of that.
They really didn't.
The movie doesn't choose to tackle any of that. The movie just says it's goo slapped on human beings, and that's it.
Yeah, and the weird thing with Carnage in this movie was it was like I'm not a Carnage guy, but I always thought that Carnage was just Cletus Cassidy. And the symbiote was really he just got powers basically. Like I didn't think that that his version of the symbiote had like a personality.
Yeah,
like I didn't know that.
Even in High Top's pitch, I think in High Top's pitch in Venom, which by the way, no spoilers. They owe him money. They owe him so much money.
And me
they
a little
straight
bit.
up owe him money.
And me a little bit.
Yeah,
hang on.
Yeah.
Me. Hey.
But they straight up just like definitely ripped off that. The whole concept.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a very easy go-to concept, so it's not like he invented the idea of that. No. But like, I was like, okay, that's so clearly what he was looking for.
We'll talk about that stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I it's not that I needed depth from this movie, because I did not.
No.
And so for what it was fun schlock, and it was fun schlock. But for some reason, I still felt I gave it a 6 out of 10, which for me, my average is a 7 out of 10. So I guess this was slightly below average.
Interesting.
But like but then for me, it's below average to the point where I don't really care. You know, I still had fun with it, and I also was very tired in the theater because of my stupid sore throat.
That probably.
That might be part of it. I gave
it like an 8 or an 8.5 because I still enjoyed it. You know, I feel like I'm being really negative about it. I did really like the movie. I really enjoyed it. I had a really fun time. I enjoyed it more than I liked Shang-Chi.
There were fun moments. There were moments where I was like laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were moments where I laughed. Like I did laugh.
Yeah.
So
like, well, not just in like, oh, it was a funny type movie, but like, no, like I had a genuinely enjoying and like there's weird stuff to the movie and there's dumb stuff, but a lot of the dumb stuff feels intentional. It feels like there's like personality there that I really liked. It didn't feel like a lot of other superhero things that I've seen before. It felt like something out of
I want to see Circus direct with a serious script, like a good script. I think he would do a good job. This is his first movie, for God's sake.
I think he did a really good job. I enjoyed it.
This is his first movie directing, for God's sake. That's insane to me. Yeah. You know, like yeah, I have some experience filming, but if you were to just hand me like a film with no experience, I'd be like, it's a lot. But he did a really good job directing. I hope they give him more projects. I hope he does Venom 3. You know, depending on whatever that looks like.
Yeah. But no, I really liked it. I was able to see it in a way I like felt safe and stuff too, so that probably helped. Where I like just had a good experience overall. But yeah, so I guess we'll talk spoilers now. If you haven't seen Venom 2, because it is not out everywhere because global pandemic, and if you're Australian,
I feel so bad.
I feel so bad for you. I'm so
Australians.
sorry. I'm so sorry. That sounded Canadian. Poor Christian.
Yeah.
But if you have not seen Venom 2 and you don't want to get spoiled, this is a good place to end for the podcast. Get the fuck out of here. Thanks for watching though.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. But
go watch my homecoming video when it comes out.
Yeah, or watch our commentary on Venom 2018.
Yes, watch our commentary on it. That was fun. I was rewatching that for some reason today. That was fun.
I like that video a lot. I had a fun time with that.
Yeah. It's doing well too, right?
Not really.
Like decently well.
No.
Oh, I thought it was like doing like 7K or something.
No.
Yeah,
but in terms of like the fact that it was like more of a Spider-Man movie, specifically where I was like, it's like, oh shit, this is actually like a Spider-Man movie, was at the scene at the beginning when fucking Venom is running around and he gets the phone call and he has to hang as Eddie and like pretend he's not Venom. It's like ceiling. This is literally fucking Spider-Man.
That's supposed to be a Spider-Man scene.
It feels like, and it's crazy that we're probably not going to get a scene like that in this current
Spider-Man movie,
or who knows actually.
Because what will he say to May? He'll say, "I'm Spider-Man." May.
She'll be like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, and I'm gonna go fuck your dad's friend now."
God.
Don't remind me. There's a hero in all of us. But
what is it? Jon Favreau got to get with Scarlett Johansson in Chef, and now he gets to get with Marissa Tomei. What's up with Jon Favreau and getting all these? That's what happens when you make The Lion King. And the Jungle Book.
And the Jungle Book's actually not a bad one. That's actually
the Jungle Book is good.
But no, like
Elf. He made Elf.
He did make Elf. That's a banger, banger fucking movie. Elf.
Yeah. Great movie.
But like, yeah, Carnage. I think the like relationship with Screech didn't really do it for me.
They didn't do anything with that.
I don't know if that was. Is that from the comics?
Stupid. No, I don't think so. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like I was.
It
just
felt
like,
way too forced, and it felt like Screech was unnecessary.
It gave me vibes of like Suicide Squad, Joker, and Harley, where it was like, it was like she's crazier than him. She's his queen, and God forbid anybody mess with the queen. Then
he breaks her out of prison.
Yeah, like it gave me those vibes. At the very least, like he was an asshole at the end, But that was more so not Cletus. Cletus was still the good boyfriend. It was that Carnage was a shitty, and that was weird.
I didn't even get their relationship. There was like because
they grew up together and they fuck. That's kind of it.
And
she stopped him from getting bullied in middle school.
Yeah, there you go. And
which
that flashback
was
sequence
fucking cool as hell. Remember that animated thing?
Yeah, the
that was
flashback
cool.
sequence. Yeah, that was so cool. I didn't expect that.
That was a lot. I was caught off guard with that because it looked good, you know.
Because he showed them looking at each other too, like while they write it. That was really nice. That was really nice.
It felt it felt like almost like the first Spider-Man movie with like the costume.
It felt too good for the movie,
you know.
That's what. Yeah.
Like there was a lot to this that I enjoyed. And then I think like the stand-up moment for me was the gay bar scene, was the gay club scene, just because it was like so blatant, you know, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, like this is not like evil gooey sticky Venom that's going to take over.
He's still sticky.
This is Venom that's fun.
He's good. Sticky.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He's the good
and he's
kind.
Still kind of killing people.
Yeah,
but
they're bad people.
It's just campy fun.
Yeah.
It's just campy.
I do think
camp
it was
fun.
kind of weird though that the end of the first movie was we're Venom, we're gonna be the lethal protector, eat bad guys. You know, it took a whole other.
This movie doesn't do that
to get to that point again. It's like, you know. Like
redundant.
It would have been nice to at least like see him doing that at the beginning and then like stopping.
And he doesn't even really get to eat heads either. Like he makes a promise to him, but that's like they just go on vacation and he's like, yeah.
I mean, Venom said fuck, which is cool.
Yeah, that was a good use of
that was a good nice one. Do you think the movie should have been rated R though?
It should have not that the movie in and of itself deserves a PG-13 rating, and it was directed as a PG-13 movie.
Yeah,
they should have decided from a development stage to go for the R rating.
I feel like, and I don't
they just
think it
didn't
would have changed that much in terms of the
success.
The success, yeah. Which the movie's doing well. Which that's good to hear.
Yeah, I think it would have done. Because a lot of people going to see it. How many people are taking their kids to go see Venom?
No, and I wouldn't want a kid to go. Like that scene where Carnage first shows up is actually pretty scary. It is actually pretty fucked up. You know, I was scared of a jump scare, so I would hate to be a child.
I think it's more for international appeal, but then they haven't even fucking released it well because of pandemic.
How about you? So watch them release like a Blu-ray version that's rated R, and they just CG and extra blood or something.
Yeah. But my problems with the whole rating thing is they went for a PG-13 rating from the beginning. Yeah, you know, and I feel like,
and not to say that
Carnage and the way they did Carnage,
they did Carnage in a fucking kids show. You know, they did him in the animated series.
Yeah.
So like you can still do the character, but it's also like you talk all about biting heads off, and the only time you see that is like this completely bloodless thing. Part. And then also like you see one headless body get bit, and then there's a tarp over it. And it's like, okay, you mean to tell me fucking Cletus Cassidy put a tarp over the body to make sure that the kids don't get scared? Like, it's a little weird.
He looks back at the camera and he's like, "Don't look."
Yeah. That would have been funny, actually.
I think in the whole thing with also going back to like Screech and stuff, I felt like that was just a thing of like, let's make them feel empathy for Woody Harrelson's
That's the
character.
weird thing. I'm like, he's the Zodiac killer. He is the Zodiac killer. That's the whole point of him.
He's supposed to be pure evil.
Why the fuck would you? Yeah, they felt like they were trying to make him relatable, but by giving him a girlfriend, it was like really weird. Because it's like, who is the main? Who is the bad guy then? Is it the Carnage symbiote? Which that's boring.
I guess, but then
you mean to tell me the serial killer wasn't the worst person in the movie? That's lame.
Yeah. I didn't like that Carnage talked. You know.
Like talk to Cletus. Yeah,
or like said funny stuff occasionally. Like I think he should have just been like a screechy voice that like randomly says like a couple of things.
Like, and this is the thing. I always thought that the Carnage symbiote was an offshoot of the Venom symbiote that wasn't actually Venom, and it got merged with Cletus's blood to the point where it is basically if Cletus became a symbiote. Like it's the same personality. That's what I thought. And it seems like this guy is just another symbiote. And it's like, he feels exactly like Riot. He feels like no different from that.
Because I know in some interpretations of Carnage can stand on its own. Like he doesn't need a host, you know? And I also thought the idea behind that was because it was originally Cletus. You know?
I thought it was that Cletus's blood just became a Venom symbiote, but not like an actual one. Which granted, I mean, they do Red Goblin stuff. They do like they take over Norman and everything. But I don't know. I feel like it's less interesting when you give Cletus the same interaction potential as Eddie, And then when the big reveal at the end of the fight is, oh, they're not a good match like us. We're a perfect simp, you know?
It's like, well, they have the same match technique.
It's really weird.
It doesn't feel that different. Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't. And Carnage, it sucks that Carnage is the worst part of this movie. Because it's like, that's the reason for this movie existing, basically.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing Woody Harrelson be like a jackass. And he didn't get to do as much as I wanted him to, you know?
And like, he was spooky. But you told me he was like a little too poetic. He tried too hard to say, to like edgelord things. And it's, I don't know, it didn't always do it for me. You know?
I'll say one thing I liked, surprisingly, I liked Michelle Williams in this movie. Yeah. I thought she was fun. Yeah.
Dan was meaner.
That was like kind of a surprise.
Dan was meaner.
Dan had more of a personality too.
That's fair.
So I was like, okay.
I did like how in the first one, Dan was just kind of a pushover. And was like, ooh, he was like nice to everybody. I like that. And this, like, he was kind of an asshole. And I was like, Dan, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's not my Dan. Not my Dan.
Yeah. Not my Dan.
But like, no, I guess, I don't know. What else is there to talk about?
I guess with the ending too, it's just, like, we don't talk about, let's not talk, we'll get to post-credit scenes.
Let's save credit scenes for a specific thing that I can cut and put into a video, because I don't know if I'm going to film a video tonight. Who knows?
No.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
But like, and it's weird. It sucks that Carnage died. I'm mad about that. I'm a little annoyed.
Oh, yeah. Which they might bring him back in something.
Maybe
I don't
they'll
know,
bring him back it better.
All you need to do is then have Peter Parker bite Eddie's hand. That's all you need to do to get Carnage back.
There we go. Now we're talking. What's it the first? No, is it Ultimate? Ultimate Carnage takes over Gwen. But in the Ultimate game, Carnage is Peter, right?
In the Ultimate universe, I don't even know what the fuck happens with Carnage, because I think the idea is Gwen is Carnage or something.
But in the game, game I don't know what happens in the game. It was Peter, which that's cool.
Yeah,
I kind of fuck with that.
I've read the Ultimate comics.
I don't know. We'll talk.
It was what, give Carnage to Peter?
Maybe instead of do it.
That's like what they did with the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, where like, you know what happens in the
Harry
cartoon?
Was Venom.
Harry was Venom, and then like Norman kidnaps Peter for like some random reason. Not even because he's Spider-Man, just because he needs to kidnap Peter.
Classic.
And then bonds him with he tries to bond him with a version of the Venom symbiote, but then he turns into Carnage.
Yeah, that's the beginning. That's in the Ultimate game.
That's in the Ultimate game.
Basically, yeah. And so you fight Carnage as Venom, and that Carnage turns out to be Peter.
Yeah, which I think that's the idea too. Is I think Harry fights Peter. Carnage,
and that's that game too. He doesn't have a white symbol, Venom, until he absorbs Venom or Carnage Peter, and then he eats him. Yeah, and spits him back out, and then he's got the white symbol. And then he gets the white. Fuck, they're gonna do that, aren't they? Oh,
I don't like them doing that.
I don't really like that.
Which we'll talk about. We'll talk about other stuff later, but. I'm not looking forward to. I mean, I am looking forward to it, but I'm not really looking forward to it. Yeah. You know, like
this. I feel like the whole black suit arc is like you can't try and force it right now. You know, you can't try and.
My fear is they're gonna force it. My fear is they're gonna force it and it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Or they're not gonna do it at all and it's gonna be missed opportunity.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, of like, don't you want to see the black suit? That's like the cool. Like, look at this. Look at how cool this is.
Yeah.
This is so cool. To see this Chris on like a normal dude.
Oh my god.
It's a Chris Pratt.
It's a me. But do you want to talk about the end credit scene
now? Yeah, let's talk about the end credit scene. Getting my muscles ready.
So the credit scene starts with Eddie and Venom fucking watching Eddie and Venom watching a telenovela type soap opera.
Well, let's psychoanalyze that first. What's the telenovela they're watching, and what does that mean?
I feel like there is something. There's probably a joke there, honestly.
There probably is.
But then Eddie's like, secrets and relationships and past and stuff. And then Eddie says he has a past, or Venom says he has a past, and then Eddie doesn't know about it. That's fucking Peter, right? That's pretty obviously Peter.
I think so.
Is that what you were talking about in terms of
how would they do? That's part of what I was talking about.
Yeah.
In terms of like, okay, that's before you, I bonded with the guy, but he was a wuss, and then now I'm like,
they owe me money as well on the video that I unlisted.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's just so weird that that's how they're doing it. So can you explain what happens in the glitch scene?
That's
because
the other
I was
thing.
kind of tired.
So yeah,
and I don't know what was going on.
Yeah. So recap
what
again
happens
for people. So I watched the scene again last night. I found a rip of it. So Venom's like, I'll show you my past and shit. But then multiverse glitch stuff happens. Nighttime turns to day, in what is very clearly Doctor Strange magic, right? And then the TV
kind of was it clearly Doctor Strange?
It looked
magic?
like Doctor Strange. It looked like
that?
It had the same sound effect from the No Way Home trailer. Like it had that vibe, right? And then the TV turns on, and then J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson, he's like, "Oh, Spider-Man, Peter Parker," and then Venom's out,
he's just yelling lines with Whiplash,
yeah, and he's like that guy, and he licks the TV in a very gross sexual fashion on this 15-year-old, but it is very cool because I do want him to eat Tom Holland. And then it cuts to then there's some joke at the end.
No, and then a guy comes in and he's like, "What's something?" And then he's just sitting on the ground.
What are you doing in my room? And that guy was actually Uncle Ben.
Yeah, because he was on vacation. He's on away from his family.
That's actually what happened. Uncle Ben left.
Yep. Did you watch my pitch video that I did on that? Where I was like, my theory was that like Uncle Ben is still alive in the main universe and he just like left them. And that's why Tom like looks up to Tony Stark.
I don't want to talk about that. That's a good idea. I don't like it though. I don't want to think about that. No. I don't want to think about that.
No,
too much. That's too much for me.
Exactly.
But so what interests me the most about this is the glitch thing happens, and then the TV shows Peter's identity is still public. You know,
and it's like it shows him with his mask off, and he's just looking around like he's at a press conference.
That looks like a promotional photo. Did it look like a press conference?
No, but his head was moving. It wasn't just a picture. He was like looking around.
Oh, I thought it was a photo.
No, it was him. I think it was him moving. Maybe I should rewatch it, but I'm gonna look it up right now.
I think it was just a photo. But the thing that interests me, like what's kind of interesting about that is like we were led to believe that the Doctor Strange spell, right, that goes wrong in the No Way Home trailer is like that it was still gonna erase his identity, you know?
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of thinking that that's not going to happen. I think that the spell's going to go wrong and then get canceled to the point where multiverse shit happens, but then Peter still doesn't even get his identity like cleared.
Yeah.
You know? Which I actually don't
I'm watching it right now.
Cuz that leads to a different direction for this arc. Yeah, watch the thing.
I'm watching it right now. The glitch does
Venom Gangnam Style.
Do the Venom dance while I watch it. The glitch does look very Doctor Strange, but they hide it because the sun shines through, so then you can't. I'm pretty sure it's the same
sound effect as the trailer, but the trailer is just a wow sound, so it's not really special.
Yeah. Which, complete side note, Tom Hardy looks great in a Hawaiian shirt.
Hawaiian shirts, bring him back.
Where's the actual dude? Where is the dude? Okay, I'm looking at the thing.
Look at the dude.
No, he looks to Peter's just standing there, and he just looks to the left. It's a video of him just like standing. Yeah, he just looks.
I'm not gonna read too much into that. I feel like that's just a thing that they got to be like Tom Holland, Spider-Man. You know?
Yeah, to show that it's Tom's face or something like that. Like, why would he unmask himself on the street?
Yeah, I'm gonna imagine
he would just like pick MJ up and then swing out.
Yeah, I don't think. I think that's just a thing for the movies. You know.
That's a red herring. Yeah.
Not even a red herring. I think that's just logistics of this is Tom Holland, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Whoa. My boom arm is all right. But like that it sounds like either the spell gets canceled midway through, which that puts if that's the case, that puts the movie's arc for Peter, what I was talking about in that video, it puts it in a whole new context, right? That makes me think Peter's they're doing the spell, and Peter's like, oh no, Aunt May and Ned and MJ, they're not going to know about this. Stop the spell, basically, right?
Yeah.
And then it's the stopping of the spell that is what leads to the multiverse. It's not the performing of the spell. It's the midway cancellation, you know?
So it's Peter's fault.
That makes me think that Peter will, at the end of the movie, decide, shit, I do need to get rid of Peter or of Aunt May and MJ and Ned, you know, And like that is a more interesting arc to me because that's a better status quo that I prefer, and that would be really cool to me.
Yeah.
And then the other option, which is this. Okay, I have two other options that are kind of out in the fucking ballpark, right?
One's good and one's bad.
One's good and one's bad. Yeah. One is that somebody else is doing multiverse shit. Is that this was the Doctor Strange spell has nothing to do with the multiverse. It just happened at the same time, and roughly the same time. And Doctor Strange assumes that it was because of the spell. But in reality, somebody else is bringing in other characters from the other multiverses too.
And his name starts with an M. It's
Mavi Marad.
Martin Luther King Jr. from Fortnite.
Oh, God.
I was going to say. Yeah. No. But Mavi Marad.
Mavi Marad.
Oh, yeah.
So it's either some other villain, which that would be interesting. Because maybe it is fucking Mephisto. Yeah. Who fucking knows? You know, I don't want it to be Mephisto.
Because then they do one more day or something at the end of the movie, and he's like, I can revert everything.
Yeah. So it's either that,
stupid.
Or here's the really crazy idea. Here's the really crazy one that I'm not seeing anybody bring up.
We got the good, we got the bad, we got the ugly.
I don't even know if they're good, bad, or ugly. What if Venom isn't even in No Way Home? What if that's the end of Far From Home?
Which would be so stupid on Sony's part.
It would be stupid.
That would be so stupid.
It'd be really weird.
It would be so stupid.
But we know how Sony be. We know how they work. You know how they do
That's
things.
True. That is very true.
Because I'm gonna I don't think there's a spot for Venom in this movie. Like, what are they gonna put him on
the lizard that everyone's talking about is Venom,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because the options in terms of if Venom is in No Way Home are he's part of the Sinister Six, which that's lame. Venom's not a Sinister Six member. That doesn't really work. Like, and that's it's like they don't have it. It just doesn't really. That's not interesting to me, you know. Granted, all of this is based on what I find interesting, not what is possible. I don't care what's possible. I care what interests me. So it's either he's in the Sinister Six, which I don't really care for that, or what could be kind of cool is Venom is hunting Peter in a separate it's as a secondary.
And it's like
thing.
The second movie.
Yeah, not the second movie, but as another thing. Venom, it's the Sinister Six, and then also Venom. You know, they're two forces going against Peter. That could be kind of cool. It's like because he sees Peter as like a murderer and like try to commit genocide. So Eddie's like, I gotta be the lethal protector. You know, that could be cool. Or the other option.
I wonder if they would tie it into the Daily Bugle in some way, just because the Daily Bugle is covering all of this information.
Yeah,
and so maybe Eddie's like, I work for the Daily Bugle. I'm gonna now that I work for the Daily Bugle again or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go and hunt down this kid.
Or
then Venom steps in as I'm gonna also bite his head off.
Oh, I just had an idea, and then I
steal his white symbol.
I forgot the idea. Fuck, come back to me.
You know what? What would be weird?
What were you just saying?
If Venom...
Fuck.
I was saying
So do we think when Venom says that fucking guy, you know, he's being like the guy from he's being like Nandor,
fucking included.
That fucking guy. When Venom says that guy, who do we think is actually saying that? Is it the Venom symbiote or is it Eddie? Or is it both of them? Because that would be kind of cool if they both hate Peter for separate reasons. You know?
Why would Eddie hate Peter?
Because he stole his job. You know? But he doesn't work in the Daily Bugle in these movies. Fuck.
No, he doesn't.
Iron Man.
Unless there's like a version of him.
Eddie stole his job. Tony stole Eddie's job.
Tony stole his job.
There we go.
That's why he's angry.
Now we're talking.
Oh boy. Twitter's gonna love that.
I'm sure there's some reason. Maybe they just weren't showing the pictures of Spider-Man type thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
my other thing is, what if they could just be referring to like Andrew Spider-Man or something?
That's the other thing.
And then it's just he just thinks he sees a spider symbol, so he's like that guy,
and he hears Peter Parker. You know, maybe because when Venom, I keep getting mixed up. When the symbiote says, "I have a past with somebody," you know, it's not explicitly saying with Tom Holland's Peter,
but it is. I think it is Spider-Man. I think it is. I think that's their way to retcon it.
But is it Tom Holland's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Or is it Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man? Because that would be kind of cool too. Maybe Venom is going after. Maybe Venom is going after Andrew Garfield, and only Andrew Garfield.
That's how that.
You know.
Because another thing to keep in mind is with the way that they're all saying that the final act of Homecoming is going to be like 3 Spider-Man versus 6 Sinisters. Yeah. Right. That's what I'm calling them. 6 Sinisters. But like, okay, so let's just assume that which ones are going to be tied to each, like, which ones are going to be tied to which characters?
So I think,
you know,
obviously we
like
have,
you could say
we have Goblin, Ock, and probably Sandman, right?
we have Raimi Goblin, Raimi Ock, we have Tasm Electro.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably then Sandman. I mean, that thing did kind of look like Sandman.
Probably Raimi Sandman. Probably Tasm Lizard is what people are saying.
Yeah.
And then who is the sixth one?
Maybe, or no, Vulture or something, or Scorpion, or
Vulture, or
yeah. I mean, they don't all
Vulture
have to be from the. There could
or...
also there's Vulture and Scorpion still, and there's Mysterio, possibly, but probably
like
not.
Which one of them are tied to Tom? None of them seem really tied to Tom.
I think
which
Vulture
that bothers me on another
Vulture
level.
And Scorpion, maybe.
Yeah, or then
maybe
not to read too far into links, but maybe Goblin might be linked into Tom. Based on one of the links I heard, but I don't know, what that means. But
bring back Iron Man. Iron Man is
bring back Iron Man. Iron Man on the Sinister Six is the sixth member.
Really funny, actually.
That would be. I don't know what this means. Like I get that. Another thing that's a possibility. Maybe they just did this post-credit scene for the sake of doing it because they could,
funny.
And then it has nothing to do with anything. Funny.
That would be hilarious if he's not even in the movie. Which
he's not in the movie.
I don't think there's room for Venom in this. Like
there's no room for anyone else. There is no room for There is no room in this movie for characters who are in this movie.
If there weren't other Spider-Man, if there weren't the Sinister Six, if this was just Peter fucks up multiverse stuff and so accidentally brings Venom in to fuck who's gonna fucking kill him, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I would kind of fuck with that. But instead, it's this whole thing, and now I'm kind of thinking maybe this is just set up for Venom 3. You know, maybe this is
I also kind of think the same.
No Way Home, and it is just Venom 3 versus Spider-Man.
I think it is set up for Venom 3 in the sense of they still don't really know what they want to do for. You know how Amy Pascal, when they were talking about Venom, was like, that takes place in the same ish thing, and then Ken Feige's just sitting there like, the whole time. And I think this post-credit scene might be another one of the situations of like,
I think so too.
Technically, you guys own the characters, so you can do it if you want. Because Tom, you guys are paying Tom, not us.
It's a matter of. I think this is a matter of connecting to the Spider-Man movies, and only the Spider-Man movies, not the MCU. But the Spider-Man movies are in the MCU. Or the Spider-Man movies are in the MCU. You know. So they can't mention Iron Man, they can't mention the Avengers, they can't mention all that stuff, but they can have Tom who knows them, and it's enough for casual audiences to. It's like what they were doing with Morbius. You know, I think that what they're doing with Morbius is to trick casual audiences into thinking it's the MCU when it's not really, when they're not, when it's know, which is kind of hilarious to me. I think that is the funniest thing in the world.
Because it's kind of false advertising, but
also not. You're making a Spider-Man movie and it's got this actor. That's all it is. Yeah, you know, and it's not. It's a little bit like, oh shit, what the fuck, Sony? But I kind of think it's cool. You know.
Yeah.
It's
also they're fighting the mouse, and it's like, okay, it's the mouse.
It's the mouse.
I don't care.
It's the mouse who wants to own the rights to everything and take them away from the creators of the rights.
Exactly.
Boy, I wish I didn't lose the last week's podcast.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean,
that's my guess.
What else do we have to talk about Spider-Man?
My guess is it's I don't know. If he's in No Way Home, it's probably gonna be a really small role, which isn't gonna do Venom justice. So it's probably Spider-Man 4, Venom 3. I mean, that'd be kind of cool if it's just Venom / Spider-Man. You know.
Yeah.
Dawn of
Venom
Web.
is even going back to the comics and stuff. Venom is a character that deserves his own like arc. Yeah. And I get with this interpretation they're treating him more like a joke, but even still, the idea of a symbiote taking over Peter, even the way that they do it in Spectacular, you know, that is a story with a lot of density. Yeah. And to kind of shoehorn that as a Sinister Six villain feels disingenuous to me. I would much rather them do something.
That's why I would rather them not do the black suit, you know? If you're not going to do it right, if you're not going to treat it like with like genuine weight, then just
have him as a dude.
Just leave Venom be a guy that I keep touching my thing. Just leave Venom as a guy that lives in San Francisco and eats people's heads and looks like Spider-Man. and no Spider-Man kind of, and that's it. You know, if you're not gonna have the personal connection, leave Venom on his own. I think.
And not that they're gonna rip off Insomniac, but I wonder for Spider-Man 4 if they do something where like, imagine if Venom is in No Way Home just for the tiniest bit. You know, maybe the symbiote like just goes off a little bit and there's like a tiny bit of him,
or maybe
and then Spider-Man 4
maybe Venom and Eddie break up again, you know, maybe that's like
or
the
like
thing.
Or like maybe Spider-Man 4 is going to be some, not to rip off the Insomniac game, but maybe Spider-Man 4 becomes something like Peter deals with the black suit, becomes this fucking dude, and then also deals with like Kraven, you know, and then Venom comes back, and then you get like Venom versus Kraven.
The other option, we have a 6-month period. I don't love this idea. I was thinking about this in the shower today. We have a 6-month period of the Spider-Man where we don't know anything about what happened with him. We don't know anything, and that's before he met Tony, aka the parts of the Spider-Man that I'm actually really into. What if black suit Spider-Man was like homemade suit? That could be kind of interesting.
That'd be so weird.
Like not an Avenger, again street level. Like he's not big enough so people remember it. And he just
deals with it.
And he deals with it.
It'd be weird that
own.
There's no reference.
But
the MCU has done that
also,
before.
They never reference Uncle Ben. You know?
Yeah.
So like I don't. It's not the ideal solution, but there is a possibility of that. You know? And maybe that's where fucking Tony got the idea of the. Maybe Venom came first, and Spider-Man ripped off the design of Venom.
Yeah.
With the eyes.
And maybe what happened is like, you know, between Homecoming and Infinity War, there's like a solid like few month period.
That too,
right?
Yeah.
So even he might have the suit and then just has the symbiote for a bit and then throws it away or something like that. Which I wouldn't like that because that's such a character defining moment that I want to see that.
Yeah.
Or at least they need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because it's weird to just go from like,
you could flash back
Far
to
From
it.
Home.
That could be kind of interesting. Venom versus Peter.
Yeah.
In a story where Peter has already dealt with the symbiote and flashes back to traumatic moments of it, you know? And maybe that's
why at that point, why not just do that with Andrew Garfield, you know? Yeah. Because that's the thing to be like, okay, we don't know anything about Andrew until we see him in No Way Home. So at that point be like, oh yeah, I dealt with this thing after Gwen's death and it was kind of rough for me. Yeah. Because I feel like not because I mean the entire internet kind of wants it to be Andrew, but like there is reason for that, you know? Andrew had like
Andrew
6 months.
Garfield versus Tom Hardy Eddie would be more interesting than Tom versus Tom.
Exactly.
It's just the visuals of it. You know?
Exactly. And it's like, because Andrew Garfield, you left that character in a point where he was very emotionally vulnerable, you know? He was very much in that, like, end of Spider-Man Blue kind of status.
Yeah.
Of, like, yeah, he's still Spider-Man, but he's still a sad boy.
Yeah.
You know? You could do something with that and just, like, say, yeah, I was in a dark place after Gwen died, and this happened to me, but then I grew over.
You know, the symbiote took advantage of that. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of potential with
and
that.
then Venom calls him a pussy and then leaves to go have sex with Eddie.
What if? Oh no! Wait, how much time is it between Endgame and Far From Home?
Oh, like it happens during that period?
Like, what if he's like, I was in a dark place after Tony died?
No, oh, no. I was in a dark place after Tony died is just Far From Home, though.
That's you're right. You're right. So true.
His symbiote suit then is just the black. Because also, imagine if it happened before Far From Home. He would have said something about getting an all-black stealth suit, right? I guess maybe not.
Well, I mean, he also would have said something about his fucking Uncle Ben.
No, but he hasn't.
I've just decided that this Peter doesn't like talking.
They did in What If.
This Peter... Okay, yeah, but...
Yeah.
All right, hang on. That episode was bad. Okay. Hang on, let's not talk about that.
Okay, what if Peter likes talking a lot? A little too much.
This is so true.
Yeah.
But no, I think there's a lot of potential with what this credit scene means. I don't think Sony knows what it means yet, realistically.
No.
I don't think Eddie's
I don't think Marvel knows what it means.
I don't think anybody knows what it means. Yeah. I think it's just
Yeah.
There is a very likely possibility that all this is setting up, oh shit, now they're in the same universe, and that it's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Which
and
I would kind of be okay with. I wouldn't hate that.
Marvel is doing all sorts of shit right now. They've got probably a next Avengers movie coming up like sometime in the near 5 years.
Okay,
they've got Young Avengers that they're working on.
People have been saying that for years. People have been saying, Young Avengers are coming soon. No, it's fucking not. Until it gets announced, it's not coming. I'm gonna be real.
That's true. They've got Fantastic Four. They haven't done X-Men yet, but they're getting to go do X-Men. They're probably gonna do X-Men before they do Young Avengers. they've got King the Conqueror stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
They've got so many other big world like ending stake stuff that they're worried about. And yeah, this is the dude that Sony wants them to add. This dude, the guy who's fucking flossing and dancing and coming out as gay, you know? Like that's the other guy that they have to deal with. And I feel like Marvel is like, oh, Venom. I mean, okay, fine.
Yeah, what's interesting to me,
like that's how I think Marvel is treating Venom,
comparing Sony and Marvel.
Whereas Sony
right
is like,
really
see
funny.
Venom, look at Venom, look at him, he's so cool.
Which granted,
he's Venom.
Venom got $1 billion. Venom is a successful character. I get why they're like this. That is true. You know, what's interesting? It's so funny comparing the two though. Because it's like Marvel will be like, we're gonna spend so long setting up time travel. We're gonna spend fucking 13 years setting up the concept of time travel, and it only works in a couple of weird ways. And then we're gonna spend a whole series of a show setting up the multiverse. Because God forbid you do. And then fucking Sony's over here like, Venom. He's in this universe. like they don't give a shit about explaining stuff. I love that.
Do it.
They don't care about explaining things, and it's the best thing ever. It's like I don't need shit explained to me. I don't need to know what universe I'm in when I'm watching a fucking movie. It's just the I just want to see the
characters. Yeah,
and like I think that's really fun. I think it's to us where it's like we're involved in the discourse and we're involved in like the corporate side of it. It sounds like they don't know what they're doing, but like how much realistically they just don't care. They don't give a shit about the cinematic universe stuff anymore because they failed with the TASM stuff.
Because these movies get marketed. These movies get marketed on Tom Hardy, and Michelle Williams and Woody Harrelson.
These movies kind of get marketed off the back of the MCU. They're fake MCU movies, and I see nothing wrong with that. And I see nothing wrong with Sony being like, all right, they have their universe, we're gonna kind of be in it, and so let's just throw shit in there and fuck up their universe.
Probably a lot of the reason why people are probably going to watch this movie now is because they're like, he was a Spider-Man character. I wonder if Spider-Man's going to be in it. Yeah, and then all the news talk about how Spider-Man's in it, so they all go watch it. And I'll bet you
there's some spoilers going around because Americans don't know how to keep spoilers about the credit scene, about how it connects to the MCU. And I don't know how I'm going to title that movie and not spoil, or that video and not spoil the movie. But
exactly.
It's so crazy to me that Marvel will like go to the ends of the earth to like explain something and
nitpick everything
to be so like particular about what we do with our characters and with our universe and our lore and our timelines and everything, and Sony's like, fuck it, Spider-Man, fuck it. I really like that. I think it's really funny to me,
and I think we're not gonna stop seeing that from Sony's side too. And Marvel's struggle is gonna be dealing with the younger brother that is Sony.
It's funny because it's like Sony feels like the more corporate cash grabby company, right? Like they have that reputation and stuff, mostly from TASM 2.
They're in more markets,
but they at least feel more like regular movies, which is really funny to me.
Yeah,
they don't feel like a TV show, and I think people expect them to be a TV show, and that's the reason people are like, oh, I don't like Venom. Oh, I don't like, even with like the Fox X-Men movies, people were like always against them, mostly because they weren't good towards the end. But like people just hated every Fox X-Men movie because it wasn't part of the MCU TV show. Whereas it's kind of fun that it's not. It's kind of fun that it's just doing its own thing.
It's just an offshoot of something. Yeah.
It's like the spinoff of a spinoff of a spinoff, And I love that. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll get that feeling more with Spider-Man movies after No Way Home.
Yeah.
But then Marvel is so protective about them. I want that. I really want that.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going to get that.
I just really want the Spider-Man movies to not be part of the show anymore. I just want a single Spider-Man movie that is just him. And I don't want it to have this big bombastic Marvel logo. I don't want it to have this big bombastic MCU thing. I think we're going to be stuck with that though, because that's what sells and it makes money. And like I'm a little like, not even just from a character standpoint, like obviously I don't like the way they do the characters, but like there's room to fix that. There's plenty of room to start writing Spider-Man in a way that I like. It's more so in a way that the movies present themselves as MCU things. The MCU has a feeling to it. It's like what we were saying about the old Marvel logo.
Yeah. There's like a classic feeling to it. It's a simple logo. Yeah. It doesn't take up 30 seconds for God's sake. Yeah. It's like it's a simple thing to establish that this is a movie that you're watching.
These Venom movies feel like Ghost Rider, if that makes sense.
Actually, yeah.
like
early Marvel.
Like, yeah, and it's like Ghost Rider or like the Fantastic Four movies or like the Ang Lee Hulk, where it's like, sure,
the Fantastic Four movies are a great comparison.
If you were to ask the director of Ghost Rider, is this connected to Spider-Man? They would say, fuck it, yeah. Why not? Like, I don't give a shit. This isn't a fucking Spider-Man movie.
That's kind of what they did with the X-Men, right? Because they were like, okay, Wolverine and Spider-Man, I guess, was
supposed to be in the Spider-Man movies. It was supposed to be in the Fantastic.
Exactly.
It might as well be.
Yeah.
And I think that's hilarious. I much prefer that mindset over like quote unquote connections in universes than this is our clear timeline of everything and you have to watch every movie to understand what's going on. You know?
Yeah.
I love that. It's hilarious.
I don't know what Venom. I don't know what this means for the future of Venom movies too.
No.
Because what if Venom now takes the MCU direction of like Venom 3 is a Spider-Man movie, so that now everything has to be Marvel brandy, you know? And I don't want that. I want Venom 3 to just be Venom in space fighting a bunch of other symbiotes. Yeah. That's all I want Venom 3 to be.
I want Spider-Man to be in the Venom movies. I don't want Venom to be in the Spider-Man movies, you know?
Yeah.
Like I want Venom 3. What would be crazy if Venom 3 if that is what they're going with and Venom 3 is a Venom versus Spider-Man thing. What if Spider-Man's the bad guy? You know? What if it's from the point of view of Venom?
Amazing.
That would be crazy because we know Venom now. We know what he's like.
Yeah.
You know, and then you could flash back to Black Suit Peter. You know, who fucking cares about the timeline? Because it's not an MCU movie. Fuck it.
And then you show Black Suit Peter as a bad guy, kind of. Or like he's like, he didn't use a symbiote right. What if they take the angle that like Peter abused the symbiote?
Oh no! Oh, Spider-Man Twitter would be so mad, and I would love it.
I know.
I would love it.
I know. Yep. I want that now.
It's hilarious that there's so much potential here, versus like the end credit scene of an MCU movie. I don't.
You know what it's going to lead into.
Yeah, you know it's going to lead into a Secret Invasion, or it's going to lead into the next event. Yeah. Like everything is so cut and dry. Everything is so clear, and the timeline is so. I keep bumping this fucking pop filter. The timeline is so like laid out that I'm like, okay, it's the other movie they announced. It's the next movie in the pipeline. Yeah. Whereas with Venom, it's like, what the fuck are they doing? And I love
no one knows. Yeah, no one knows.
Where is Morbius?
Because
Morbius was supposed to be out by now. Remember that?
It's so funny. It's so funny when people watch the Morbius trailer and they're like, what is Adrian Toomes doing here? What does this mean? No one knows what he's like, what's up, Doc? And we're like, this doesn't feel like Michael Keaton.
Going to movies and not knowing what the fuck is happening. It's
exactly.
Like it's cool. And
this
just
feels
watching
like
the movie for the movie.
The oversaturation of the oversaturation of superhero media makes it so that we find more enjoyment out of something like this. Yeah. You know? That there's so much of that kind of generic brand meh that when we come to something like this, even if it sucks ass, we're still like, it's something. It still smells like something, you know? And so we still enjoy that. Yeah. And I feel like I want Sony to keep chasing that feeling because sometimes, rarely in that bunch of kind of just like weird, funny, dumb shit, you'll get something beautiful, you know? Like First Class. You know, that's what happened with the X-Men movies. Yeah. Is like that First Class wouldn't have been able to happen in an MCU format. Yeah, you know that
First Class wouldn't have happened if X-Men Origins wasn't a fucking disaster. You know
exactly,
and like that's really cool.
And so if Sony keeps going, I'm sure eventually we will get a movie from them that will feel like that kind of. This is actually really good.
Eventually, and I noticed this with gaming first because like gaming is so corporately driven, but like it's with every company. When you're the top dog, you slouch. When you are the most successful company, you get cocky and you stop putting as much effort in. You know, when like it's fair to say to talk about gaming because I'm a fucking gamer. Like during the PS3, Xbox 360 era, right? Xbox was the winner because PS3 was too expensive. It had a whole other processor. It didn't get the right, you know, like. Xbox, I think it's fair to say that Xbox 360 won that generation
for a time being.
Not saying that it was like the best console, but like in terms of sales, in terms of whatever, it was like the winner.
More my friend had 360s than PS3s. Yeah,
and so that led to Microsoft being like, okay, Xbox One, you have to have a Kinect, you have to be online all the time, you can't return your games, all these things, and then Sony was able to come in and be like, fuck it, no, fuck you, and we're normal still. You know, and then PS4 kind of won the last generation, right? And then
Yep.
I think they kind of got that. They still kind of have that monopoly with the PS5. But because it's hard to talk about modern stuff right now because I don't really know what Microsoft's doing. They're
because
mainly
it's just started,
they're focusing on like the subscription stuff, you know. But like when you're the top dog, you feel like you can do anything you fucking want, you know, and then you make a slip, and then you fuck up, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like I feel like Sony, like felt that like that happened with Sony with TASM 2. They thought that they were the top dog because they had the Spider-Man movies. You know, but then fucking Marvel came in with Avengers and like shook things up, and now Marvel's been the top dog for like well over 10 years.
Forever.
And so it's like I feel like, and so Sony is Sony's doing stuff that has a little bit more weight and a little bit more interesting stuff and is a little bit more for the consumer. Not consumer, but you know, is a little bit more for the artist, I guess. Whereas Marvel still feels like Marvel, and they're not changing because if it ain't broke,
Marvel
don't fix
is not
it,
gonna.
You know?
Marvel is not going to fuck up so, at least for the near future, Marvel is not going to fuck up so bad where they have their TASM 2 moment.
No.
That's just not going to happen. It might happen later on. Later on when people get so meh with Marvel that just no one shows up for the next movie.
Yeah.
That's when something will happen, but that won't be an active.
That's like a 2030 time.
That won't be
yeah. And I think I think they're also pushing to TV now for that exact reason. You know, it's pretty obvious they're pushing for the Disney Plus shows now to be like, well, the Disney Plus shows breed more community and breed more like discourse. It's like having a movie every week, basically. To the point where it's like, okay, even if film goers are sick of Marvel movies, they're not sick of TV shows. So here's a Marvel TV show, you know?
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know.
Yeah. I've with Venom especially, I think this post-credit scene and all this marks a new thing of like, okay, Sony can kind of just do whatever now.
Yeah.
And then the Marvel just has to co-sign on a couple things.
I love that.
I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know what that means, but I'm at least glad that things worked out how they did back in 2019 because I feel like we wouldn't have gotten what we got now if like relations just stopped back then.
Yeah.
You know? And like Sony reverted back, but I mean, I feel like if maybe if things reverted back, they might have done more to force Spider-Man into this movie. Yeah. But you know, who knows? I feel like this isn't an organic way to do the symbiote story or any part of the symbiote saga.
There's nothing about this is organic in any way.
No, it's not.
But I kind of like that. There's something about how like shittily strung together these individual movies are. You know?
Yeah.
That I'm like, you know what? This is kind of fun.
It's like Picasso.
I'm on a rickety roller coaster right now. I'm on a roller coaster that is falling apart as I'm riding it, and I'm like, I'm having a good time. I'm vibing here.
Yeah. You just have to make sure you have your handle on the jetpack to jump out.
Exactly. Jetpack.
Which I don't know. I was like parachute, but then what if you're like on the ground and you crash into something? So I was like, okay, jetpack. This is a horrible comparison.
Yeah, it works. I forgot to ask for questions before we did this.
Do we have like old questions?
I'm looking at them. I think we did most of them in that thing that we did that got deleted.
Oh yeah, that we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Do you ask anything on Patreon?
I forgot to do that also. I'm just one man here. I'm just one boy.
Oh. But, I'm just one man.
Yeah. I mean, we've been going for 2 hours. It's not a terrible time
for a bit.
To end it. But yeah, 2 questions next time for sure though.
Yeah. Ask me questions in my Twitter.
Ask me questions in my Twitter as well. I'm trying to think of anything else, but no, I'm still this late.
I'm trying to think what else came out.
I don't think anything.
I think really else came out. No. This week was like, I mean, Venom came out and that's it. And then
James Bond.
No Time to Die came out. I haven't watched it yet.
No, it's coming out Friday.
I don't think it came out in the US. Yeah. I don't think it came out in the US. Okay. I think it only came out internationally.
Yeah.
I do want to watch it. I saw a couple minutes of it and I was like, oh, okay.
It looks cool.
So
looks fun.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna do like a Bond video essay, but it's interesting.
No.
So, yeah.
But
yeah. That's all I had.
Yeah, that's all I have as well. I'm gonna try and
thank you for 1K views on Coda. I'll say that right there, man. Because I know a lot of people from your channel came to probably watch this thing too. So thank you guys so much.
Well, hopefully, but You deserve far
but
more.
But no, the support means a lot. I put a thing on Twitter about it, but yeah, seriously, no, the support means a lot, guys. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. So
well deserved.
Thank you.
Well deserved. But well, it has been about 2 hours. So thank you for joining us on this episode of Fanboy Talk. I'm gonna try and have this out tonight. But I still gotta write the script, and maybe I'll just film tomorrow, and I'll make this some shitty thing for Tuesday. I need to actually. I need to talk to you and Doug about like microphone stuff, because like I don't know. I want to do handheld microphones, but like I get it makes the sound
hand jittery stuff. Yeah, it's hard. It.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Fanboy Talk. This has been TroyBoy17. This has been LGBTQ plus icon Venom.
Oh, I just realized the background. It's like pink, purple, and kind of blue.
Bisexual lighting. So look at that.
It's kind of like a bisexual lighting. Yeah, Venom and its bisexual lighting.
That's a reference to how Venom is gay and then Eddie Brock is straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
this is Chris Pratt Venom. He's actually not gay.
That's the
straightest. And he's actually mildly misogynistic too. Surprisingly.
He's in the Big Bang Theory.
We're not gonna go there. But yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. If you watched this on video, thank you. If you're watching this on any of the platforms, be sure to subscribe and follow. Rate 5 stars. I don't know how this works. If you are on YouTube, subscribe to us. Hit the like button. Leave a comment telling us how stupid we are. This has been TroyBoy17 coming at you live. Remember to be responsible, everybody. And I will see you around. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.